It's Good Times with Mo, Sam, and Bam on Magic 89.9.
Okay, let's give this a shot. This is feeling like a test broadcast. Oh no, I'm getting an echo
I hear
already.
it's terrible.
Can you talk?
I talk? Yeah, I'm talking. Hello? Yes,
So
terrible.
bad.
Pretty bad. So bad. Sorry. Well then. So much for bringing all this equipment.
What? You sound like a completely different person. It's so weird.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's the cord, and I did not know which cord to get. So
Word.
How bad is it? Is it terrible, or it just doesn't sound like a person? It just sounds different,
You
or it's
sa-
terrible.
You sound like a different person. The quality is also like, I don't even know how to describe it. And then I'm getting an echo. Like I can hear myself back after I talk a little bit.
All right, hold on. God damn it.
I thought we'd be over this stage by now.
No, how are we over? We haven't even started. This is like the first time.
No, I mean since we started in February, dummy.
I know, but obviously I'm not in my studio.
Oh my God, you sound like someone else. It's so strange. Because I'm looking at you like you're there, obviously. You know, a different background and all that. This is a lot to adjust to, guys, by the way.
Okay, if it's my voice, then maybe we can just kind of get away with it. But if it's staticky, it's echo, it's all of that, then we're really in trouble. You know what I'm saying?
You know, it almost sounds like, and I really hate the sound effect of like, you know, in a movie when someone is possessed. And when someone's possessed, like by an evil spirit or something.
I don't sound human.
It's almost like there's two voices coming out of you or something. It's very scary now.
Sam, explain it to me so I know what I can fix.
I don't know how to,
I don't know what's going on.
I don't know how to explain this to you. Are we on the playback? Maybe the people who are hearing this can tell you.
Okay, hold on one second. How's that? Any better? Yes.
Someone
No,
on playback's like, yes, I rebuke. Ooh.
So I sound like I'm a terrorist. You know, one of those things where like they actually say something.
Yeah, like a voice distortion app or something.
All right. See, that's all I needed to know.
There you go.
Right. It's going on. Hold on, let me try it.
But I mean, what are your options at this point anyway?
Nothing. I would have to go to a store tomorrow and try to find a cable is what I'm doing. You know.
This is a better voice though. I have to say.
What do you mean now?
Yeah.
I mean, than my real voice or right now?
Yeah, better than your real voice. In that it's maybe like an octave lower, which I think is good.
I don't know what you just said. The chord is this. Okay, hold on. I'm trying to do some stuff here. Cancellation.
Sabihin mo daw, I am your father.
I hate you guys. I hate everybody because I'm trying to be serious. And you know when you're trying to be serious and some dumbass like your kid or something like that is messing it up, so you have no idea what's actually going on because people are that's what's going on right now. I'm trying to figure this out.
I'm also trying to gauge, like, is this really so bad?
I don't know because I don't know what you're talking about. You tell me, hey, you know what? Mo, it's not so bad. And
Yeah.
like, okay, if it's not so bad, then let's power through. But I don't know if you're asking me a question that can range in answer, I have no idea because I sound like me.
I don't know. Do we take this to the people? I'm not sure. No, but then there's an echo, and if this is what people are hearing, then I don't think it's very good.
Audio settings. Check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Hello, hello, hello. No? So bad? Hello, hello. 1,
No,
2,
you
3,
just sound like, you know, you're possessed nga ng slight, ng very light.
Oh. Why don't you do the show then with Bam? I'll hang out. I'll work the chat room. And then tomorrow I will go to a store and buy a better cord. I think in the end it's like there's something wrong with this cord.
No, I mean, of course, being a Girl Scout, I've already given Senbam's team a heads up. Like, okay, this is the situation and I will keep you posted.
Okay, I can do this. Okay, here's what I can do. Okay, this is what I can do. I can go on regular microphones, webcam. It's going to sound like crap. It's going to sound like I'm in the bathroom. But if it sounds better than me being possessed, all that stuff. Like, parang lang kung, someone who is, hold on, here's what I'm
Can't be worse than this.
Worse than this. That's what I mean. Like, it's probably going to be not as bad as this.
Can I hear
let's
it?
Try. Hold on.
Parang caller ka lang daw.
Yeah, I'm going to sound like a caller, and that sucks too, though. So,
Play a song. I'll play.
Oh, is that it? Is that the sound?
So, I don't know. I mean, I'm going to sound like again.
Oh, wait, that's not that bad.
I know. I'm going to sound like I'm in the bathroom though. I'm using the laptop mic here.
That's really not horrible. Yeah,
it is horrible.
No, but everyone on the playback is like, that's better. That's okay. Yan. Tumpak.
Ay, nako. So I was trying to see if I could sleep early.
That's it, right? I knew it.
Damn it. Okay, can I play a song and you tell me if it's bad?
Yeah. Let's try that. Okay.
All right, hold on. Let's see. How's this?
Oh, my gosh. I mean, what is Good Times without a little up in the air factor, right? We're just keeping it on brand, people. Are you actually playing something?
What? What?
Oh, we don't hear anything.
Oh.
I don't hear the song.
Here. How's that?
Nope. No music. Mm-mm.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
No music for me today.
Okay, that's fine. We have a playlist because, whoa, we're a radio station. Woohoo.
Yeah, but the songs that you played earlier were terrible, man.
Oh, no, I mean, those were loaded.
Those were so bad, man.
I know, I was just like, you know what? This is what Mo gets for not being here and not figuring this out. So I'm just going to let it hang.
Okay, go. Let's. I mean, I don't know. Do I sound like I'm like a caller?
Maybe you should stop screaming. You sound like you're shouting. You are, right?
Yeah, because this is my radio. This is my radio.
Is that your radio modulation?
Yeah, it's my radio modulation.
Okay,
yeah.
But you sound fine. This is so much better.
I'll move back. So if I move back, then my radio modulation doesn't sound so bad. Yes.
Okay. Great. Yay! All right, we're gonna play a song and then we're gonna do a show today. Then this is it.
It's better than. But is it better than? It's better than a caller.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Whatever. Alrighty, here
Fine.
we go. Let's play some music. It's Good Times.
Good Times.
Back. We are on. Let me know. I got you.
I'm just drinking water.
Are you? Oh my gosh. Are you becoming like Alex, like having full meals now on the show?
No. Let me tell you what. It's a holiday here in France. By the way, everybody, good morning. I am in Paris, France. I just arrived a few hours ago from Amsterdam. And it's a holiday here. It's probably one of the biggest French holidays, if not the biggest.
Which is what?
Bastille Day.
Oh.
Yeah. And so I was trying to I just arrived and it's really late. It's like 12:30 in the middle of the night. I mean, didn't just arrive, like a couple of hours ago, but I wasn't able to buy anything like water or anything. So I'm trying to boil water so I can have water.
I did see a bag of M&Ms there too, which is now gone, which I'm assuming you're eating now. Yeah.
It's not Alex that's eating like a full,
rice meal.
Cebu lechon when she's on the show.
Yeah.
But, well, now I'm not going to do this. Hold on. So my drink is like boiling hot water, which sucks. But anyway, hold on. So I'm here in France. It is Bastille Day. Huge day here. We have Bam coming on the show today. I'm sorry if my audio is a little terrible, but I thought I brought all of the stuff that I needed because I usually don't use my laptop when I do the show. And maybe one of the connections here is just not really that good. So sorry about that. But anyway, 863-13899 is our phone number if you want to call us, get yourself on the show. Playback.tv/goodtimes, wherever you are around the world. If you want to go ahead and message us and all that stuff, you can do that there. We're on till 9 o'clock. This sounds really weird to do a radio show on a laptop microphone. It's terrible.
Does it feel weird though, because you're not in your usual radio environment?
No, we've done this before. I've done the show from England, from France. I remember doing the show from Greece when I was with you guys. And it's not that. It's just talking into a laptop instead of holding. You know, this is what I'll do. I'm gonna hold this. I'm gonna hold this, but it feels okay. So yeah, there's a lot of things going on here. This is, by the way, props. This really doesn't work. There's a lot that is going on here in France. There is the Tour de France, which is going on right now. It's, I think, in its 14th stage or whatever. That goes all the way to 21. There's the Olympics here next week. And of course, there's Bastille Day today. So it is so busy over here. And
how do people celebrate Bastille Day?
There's fireworks.
Oh.
So there's fireworks going on. A lot of military. I think it's like a military type of holiday. I really don't know exactly what the hell it is.
Ano siya, parang Veterans Day, parang ganon in the States or something.
It's
the microphone. Stop.
It's not their Independence Day. It's like some, I don't know if it's like some military thing, but hold on. I gotta close this window. People are, because I'm on a very popular street, and I think when I'm doing this, there are people who are looking at me through the window, so I'm just gonna close the window. I think it's a military thing, but then they've turned it. It's kind of like, you know, I think this is like a Chris Rock joke where you can take a holiday or you can take a moment in history and enough years go by and it becomes like a celebration. And I think the Chris Rock joke was like, when America had 9/11, they'll be like, there's a 9/11 sale coming up here with 50% off at some point. And I think, again, this is a joke of it, so this is not commentary for me, but like Jesus, for example, died, rose from the dead. That Holy Week is so tragic, right? I mean, it's so tragic for the Christian faith. And yet we've turned it into a sale. Like Holy Week sale, diba? Easter Sunday sale, Christmas, anything that has kind of some negative connotation to it, you can turn it into something when enough time goes by. So
interesting.
That's what the joke was. Anyway, okay, so I think Bastille Day is the biggest French holiday. I wanted to ask, what would be ours as the Philippines? What do you think the biggest holiday is in the Philippines?
Christmas.
Is it Christmas? It's got to be Christmas, right?
Because we start like in September. Baka nga August eh. End of
No,
August.
we don't do that. You know, I've been saying this on the radio. We say we start in September. We really don't start in September. I think that those days are over. I know we get the Jose Marie Chan memes and all of that stuff come Christmas time. But honestly, I think we are starting to mature as a society.
What makes you say that? What did you see?
Because it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous to celebrate Christmas in September.
It's not like
we're
us.
celebrating Christmas itself, but the start of the Christmas season in September is ridiculous. And I think we are changing. We're like, okay, guys, relax. We do that. And then we actually start revving up come December, first week of December.
I think it's inaccurate, perhaps, to say we celebrated starting September, but we're definitely starting to rev up for Christmas.
I know, but in terms of the festivities, like, okay, are there Christmas music playing? Yes. Is anybody taking it seriously? No.
I think people are definitely like shopping already. And
I don't think so.
Yes.
No, I don't think so. Just because the malls are doing it doesn't mean it's real. Guys, the malls don't
you're not here.
define your life. Huh?
I don't know how you're saying this when you're not here. And I mean,
because I've been complaining about this for 10 years.
But that doesn't mean, that's not the reality.
Okay, fine. Let's take a poll then. And all these bitches here on the chat, they're not there either.
I know.
Okay? Like I got some guy from Barcelona telling me what's going on.
And so,
I got a girl from Istanbul that tells me what's going on. You assholes aren't there either. Okay.
And so, yes, as someone who is actually here, I can say, well, I mean, the energy for sure. Something changes. There's like a Christmas charge in the air.
I don't. Not in September, man.
Not here.
Okay, maybe first week of September because it's the introduction. It's the reminder. Oh, guys, ito, Pasko na, guys. Start ng Christmas season in Pilipinas. It's September. And then by second week of September, you guys are like, okay, this is stupid. And then you go back to your regular lives. And then come December, that's when I'm saying true Christmas energy is starting to kick in.
Yeah, no, I'm not sure if that's accurate.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, well, 863108999. Am I wrong?
That's our topic.
No, seriously, that's our topic. I know it's a little early, even the fact that we're having this topic this early, but I guess we had to jump off a bit. Are you guys in the Christmas spirit on September 20th?
Yeah. Call
Not
us.
the malls. Don't say the malls, because if you say the malls, I'll obviously they're trying to swindle you guys into spending money.
No, and I think it could be absolutely commercially driven. Yes, because they do want
commercially driven.
Yeah. They do want you guys to get into that mode of like, oh my gosh, I need to go out and get all the stuff and prepare and for all the party. Like, sure, but I think it's working. Like, we get into that mode.
Well, that's my question. Do you really get into the mode? Are you really sold on this? And my answer is no. And like Kicksayer says, that's a social media thing. I'm like, no, it's not. Not even that. In fact, you would be embarrassed to post a Christmas post in September outside of Jose Marichan, his little, his meme where his head comes in. But outside of that, nobody's posting in September 15th. Oy, ang sarap ng Christmas spirit. Ang lamig. Parang Christmas na talaga. Nobody's doing that.
Are you like trying to poop on Christmas already in July?
I am pooping on the ridiculousness that is we celebrate Christmas come September, or we start celebrating Christmas.
I think we're all aware of it though. Like, oh, here we go again. We're starting way too early. We have the longest Christmas in the world. Like, we get it. Yes. We know that.
And you do that, you start doing that more often every year. And then all of a sudden the actual Christmas season starts to get pushed back a little bit later, which it should. It really should.
Yeah. No, I mean, we know where you're at in all this, and it's one thing that you feel this way, but I don't know. Yeah, the spirit, like, it just comes on, man.
Can I remind everyone, I love Christmas. Man, I love Christmas. I freaking love Christmas. I think I love Christmas more than the average kid loves Christmas. I think I love Christmas more than my kids love Christmas.
And I know, like, you put up an actual tree and everything, like a real living
the biggest tree you can find. I mean, this tree has to be so stupid large and has to have every single like branch has to be populated with all of these. Like, I love it. I'm not like Scrooge. Okay, I'm like into it. Anyway, well, good morning, everybody. See, I felt like when I was looking at the chat room. I was looking at the chat room and it felt like 95% of the people were against me. And then now they're like halfway, or maybe like only 30% is against what I'm saying. And I think that's exactly when you have a topic like this, when you're like, guys, napaka stupid yan. And everybody gets defensive.
I think
and then you start thinking about it and you realize, oh, no, medyo slightly tanga nga that we're doing this.
I will play a Christmas song right now.
We will never play a Christmas song in September. We will never. Let's take a call though. 8631-3899. Let's see how you guys feel about this. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Hi.
Hi,
good morning. This is Jerome.
Hi, Jerome.
Hey, Jerome, what's up?
I'm from Silang, Cavite, and I'm with Sam. I'm with Sam na talaga. The Philippines has the longest Christmas season. September.
That's not what we're debating.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think we all know that. Like, this really does happen. Mo was saying it's ridiculous. Yep. But, again, like I said, just because you feel that way doesn't mean it's not going to happen.
Yeah,
I know.
Here,
okay, here's my question. Because what this guy says is like, I agree with Sam. We have the longest Christmas. No one is disagreeing with that. In fact, it's a place of pride. Even for me, it's a place of pride. Like, I will tell my non-Filipino friends, like, yeah, we have the best Christmas. We have the longest Christmas. But can we start in November? Like, don't you want to push it back a little bit?
For us, talaga kapag start of the Burr months, we're actually starting to celebrate Christmas. Like here
again,
in
Captain Obvious, that's not my question. I know that. We all know that, sir. I'm asking you, do you like doing it or do you want to push it back a little bit later?
I like doing it. I like to spend the Christmas season na talagang mahaba. As a matter of fact, nag-start na kami prepare for the Christmas decor. September pa lang yan. We started to put up our Christmas tree. Oh my God, it's so you won't believe me kapag sinabi ko February pa lang bumibili na yung wife ko ng mga Christmas decors.
It's a sale.
Mas sale eh.
Mm.
Yeah. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I have no problem with your wife buying it. I have a problem if your wife were putting it up.
Yeah, we're putting up in September. Even the
You
Christmas
see
lights.
it? Yeah, they're popping up already by September.
Yes.
Yeah.
Even the
all right.
Christmas tree, yes, we're putting it up.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Yeah,
Jerome.
Okay.
Love it.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Jerome. Have a good day.
Bye.
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 Told you, man.
He told me. Jerome doesn't even know how to follow conversation. Wait till all of a sudden.
This is the people like it. Let them be.
I like it. I just don't like it in September.
Kaya nga, I'm talking about the September thing. I think we're too deep into it already.
Honestly, when do you start really feeling it?
I am really one of those people who will really start feeling it like December na.
As we should.
Probably, but yun nga, that's not going to change things.
Yeah. Kills the chances. I start feeling it December 25 mismo.
Oh, yeah, like maybe like 2 weeks before or something like that. I mean, we're like really in the thick of it.
I think I go month. I mean, once in December, I'm like all in already. And if I put the Christmas tree like mga December 10, I feel that's just way too late and I'm missing out on the full experience.
When do you put it up? As someone who thinks, Christmas should be exclusive to December.
I would say November 27 in that range.
Oh, pretty late.
Yeah. But I want that whole month. I want the whole month of December. I know this is a very weird conversation to have with 365 days in a year, and we're only like at maybe 175 or maybe even 165 till we get to Christmas. But it was just so happened that the question was, what's the biggest holiday in the Philippines? Because I currently am here in France, where I think Bastille Day might be the biggest holiday they've got. Okay, outside of Christmas, what's probably your second biggest one? Would be Easter?
Is it Easter? I mean, Holy Week. Yeah, Holy Week is a big one.
Can I say Valentine's Day? Valentine's maybe would be the big one. Hence, it's 4th of July. Absolutely not. We're not Americans. We don't want to associate ourselves with the 4th of July. The 4th of July can go ahead and eat a dick. We do not care about the 4th of July. Holy Week is definitely a lot of, you're going to feel it because of the whole week. You have the whole week off. The New Year's is huge. I think that's a really good answer. I'm going to say it's going to be between New Year's and Valentine's. Those are my two based on the stuff that people are putting on the chat room. I think those two big days are huge. Mother's Day also very big.
All Souls Day. Isn't that big?
Whatever. Maybe
Yes.
It used to be.
It's coming up quite a bit on playback.
Yeah, I think it used to be. But maybe not as much anymore. Because that was your go to the cemetery, play your dongits or your pusoidos or whatever, and then that was kind of life. And then as you grew up and realized that it's bad to do that, I think All Souls Day, All Saints Day has lost its energy.
Okay, again, said the guy who's not here, but
Yeah, I know. But I'm not saying it's irrelevant. I'm just saying you're trying to put it up against Valentine's and you're trying to put it up against New Year's.
parang Undas is bigger than Valentine's. Because it's a
Jose
whole...
Marichan's got a couple Valentine's concerts. I mean, come on. There's always the Martin Pops, together concert. There's always the Sarah G with Christian Bautista or whoever. I mean, there's always going to be something big
So
happening on Valentine's
that's
Day.
the indication, right? Like if there are songs about it, there are shows that are related to it.
Oh yeah, the concerts.
Dude, how do you
all
do
of
a
that.
show for Undas, man?
I mean, if you don't show up at the cemetery, no problem. You just go next year. Whatever. I'll do it the next day. I'll pray. You don't show up on Valentine's? Oh, you're gonna get dumped.
I mean, if it applies to you, yes.
Yeah. The ones that are saying undas, or the ones that are saying all these other ones, that's because you guys are single.
That's that too. See, so Valentine's Day, yes, might be big, but there's a demographic where it does not apply to you. So how is that big?
Yeah. Well, we separate the people that's going to be listening to Adele, and then the other half that's going to be listening to kind of the happier.
So it'll apply to you in some way.
Ed Sheeran. Yeah, half of you are gonna listen to Ed Sheeran, while the other half is listening to Adele. But
Fair
it's
enough.
still
Fair
there.
enough.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, it is. Oh God, I don't even know what time it is.
6:38.
6:37. I'm sorry.
37. Yes. 6:37.
Yes. 6:37 on this Monday. I hope you guys had a really good weekend. Thanks for hanging out. We have BAM coming up here at 7:00. I almost am certain one of the big topics is going to be yesterday. Former U.S. President Donald Trump got shot in the ear, and in an attempt, of course, an assassination attempt on his life. He obviously survived. I think the shooter was killed. Another person in the audience was killed. So it was a full-on assassination attempt. So I'm assuming BAM's going to really want to touch base on this because it's kind of the big hot topic globally right now, even though this is U.S. Politics. And then we'll see what else we can bring up. Alex should be here as well. So it is going to be a full show. Again, I apologize. A little technical issue that I had to resort to using the regular Zoom microphone here. But tomorrow I anticipate that being remedied because I will go first thing in the morning to find a cord that can fix this. But let's take a break. When we come back, we'll have more of the show. You listen to Good Times here in Magic 89.9. Don't go away. Back after this.
It's Good Times with Mo, Sam, and them on Magic 89.9.
That would be my little tribute to you right now. Mo is in Paris. If you guys didn't catch that, and they're celebrating Bastille Day. Now would be a good time to come on.
It's over. I
Yes.
mean, Bastille Day was like yesterday.
Oh, right, because it's like midnight, past midnight na pala there.
It's midnight. So yeah. And again, that was Bastille the band?
Yes!
That was the only thing I knew about this day. So
That's all right.
it's not that big of a deal. Yeah. Anyway, hey, welcome back to the show. It is 6:43 on the 16th of July. It is a Monday morning. Sam's got an announcement, everybody. So listen close.
I mean, the cat's out of the bag. I've been talking about this for a few days now. Everyone knows I'm a busagera. Yes. And so are you, if you're on the lookout always for something to eat na pasok sa budget and sakto sa chan. So I'm calling all busogeros and busogeras. Ang dami na nating choices sa McDo, guys. So we have McSaver's suited busog meals. 99 na lang for complete meals all day long in all McDo stores nationwide. For breakfast, my cheesy egg desal and longanisa meals. For lunch and dinner, my cheeseburger meal. And all day long, my crispy chicken fillet a la king, mushroom pepper steak, and chicken McDo meals. Oo, meals, not just a la carte. So head to your nearest McDo to order McSaver's Sulit Busog meals.
Looney, who's in Dubai, says, I'm a gutomera.
Be a busogera. Come on, do it.
863-13899 is our phone number. I want to say hello to everybody who is tuned in on playback.tv/goodtimes. What the perfect time for a roll call. Where are you guys located, everybody? Shane's in Vancouver, Canada. Mako is in Makati. Alvin's in Christchurch, New Zealand. Looney, as we said, was in the Middle East. Where did we say she was again? I forgot. Was it Dubai or Abu Dhabi? Dubai. Ahmed is in Brisbane, Australia. Vancouver. Oh, wait, too fast. Hold on. Let me go. Brian is in San Juan. Exabit is in McDonald's.
Oh, hey.
Marie is in Wimbledon, which is in England. Kainta for Max. Tondo represent for Kim. Hi to Alsus, who's in Clark up north. Bikutan for Skyrus. Kalamba for Benny. Washington, D.C. for Michi Mu. El is in Malolos, Bulacan. Annabelle is in Jakarta, Indonesia. Hello, Jakarta. Okay, hold on. Now I'm going to try to catch up here. Daisuke is in Cavite. Jimmy's in Toronto, Canada. Pasay for Leonard. Erica's in South Carolina. Jeff is in Tondo. Mel is in Vancouver. New Jersey for She. Alexson is in Auckland, New Zealand. Maryland for Kelai. Chicago for Vine. QC for Ankle. RJ is in Rhino. Sorry, RJ. Rhino is in New Jersey, not RJ. Sorry. Grenoble is in France. I don't know how to pronounce it.
Ooh, are you guys meeting up?
No, I don't know where the hell that is. Kayla's in Maryland. Albany, upstate New York for RJ. New Jersey for Cyber Phoenix. Smashing Pamsky is in Adips. Malabon for George. Caloocan for Belly. Meloman's in Los Angeles. BGC Taguig for Lloyd's. On the way to Baguio for Kitten. Tasma, Cavite for Ramsey. Singapore La for Kermit. Shelly's in Calgary. San Diego for Joffrey. Hello to Jet, who's in Stanmore, Greater London, England. Jayad is in Shanghai. Good morning, Chef. Melbourne, Australia for Ace Candy. Good morning, Chef. Parañaque for Spreggy. Makati for Morning Manila. Hayward, California for Princess. I saw Yassine, my French teacher, who is in Bijaya, Algeria. Cavite for Rara Paul. Marikina for Giddy Up. Dex. Oh, God, I'm tired. Dr. House is in Laguna. He says, good morning, Chef. Morning, Chef. Northern Caloocan for Stanford. Brisbane, Australia for Rainier. What else? Los Angeles, California for DNJ. Any other cool places that we're missing here? Florida for Dolly. Suki's in Toronto. Tennessee for Chifu. Indianapolis for Pascal Siakam. Not the real Pascal Siakam. Romel is in Sarnia, which is Ontario. Hello, everybody. Thanks for being here. Oh, Mikey, Barcelona. Guys, appreciate it. All right.
Wow.
Monterey, California for Jan. You know, I hate my voice when I'm not modulating. This is my real speaking voice. If you've ever met me in person, it's very high pitch. It's not very sexy. My radio voice is kind of cool because when I put my radio voice, you get kind of the deepest, coolest version of it. I really do sound like an annoying child when I am not on the radio. So this is the voice that you get. But I just realized, like, I kind of sound sick, but I haven't been sick in a really long time. I usually get sick pretty easily. Sam, you don't get sick very often, but I don't know. It was last time like I had a fever or anything like that. And I wanted to ask you guys, when's the last, like, how do I phrase this? God, it's so different without the microphone. You never get sick.
So
Like,
when was the last time
you're
you were
the type of
sick?
person cannot remember when's the last time you got sick. Or if you remember, it's some crazy long amount of time ago. Like, I'm good for the flu or something, maybe once every few months. But there are some people out there that can go on for like a year with not getting sick.
Oh, yeah.
DNJ says January 2024 was the last time he got sick. So, okay, we're 6 months away. Spooky says, no, I'm sick right now.
Oh.
Counted by yung sore throat. No, sore throat not counted. Inflamed throat, then that counts. Miss Isabella says, I got COVID 2 months ago. That's not that impressive. I'm talking about year. Last time you got sick, it's been a year. It's been longer than that. So 863108899, you just don't get sick at all. Heli says, I got last sick November 2023. Here's what I'm talking about. Marvin in Pasig says, I haven't been sick since December of 21.
Whoa. So
That's
that's the duration to beat is December 2021.
Yeah, December 21 is kind of big time. July 23 for Dolly in Florida.
So all of this is going to have to do with the pandemic.
2022 for Vine in Chicago.
So this is going to be like,
sick, guys. I mean, it's not COVID, okay? I'm talking, you're just sick. You had a fever. You had to take medicine. Like, you're super healthy.
yeah.
You don't have to do that stuff. 863108899. When's the last time you got sick? We're looking for the most impressive run here. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Hi.
Yeah, this is Randy.
Hi.
Hey, Randy.
Hey, Randy. What's up?
Yeah, the last time I got sick was April of 2021 when I got positive in COVID-19 virus.
And that was it.
Okay, I got a question. Before COVID, before you got COVID, were you never sick either? You just happened to get hit by the pandemic?
I can remember
You're just not that type.
after 2021.
Wow, he cannot remember.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Dang. So, like, do you take special care, extra special care, so you're not getting sick all the time? What do you do?
I drink this vitamin C. It's like a juice filled with vitamin C, and I just take a lot of rest. I think sleep and water and exercise at least 3 times a week. Yeah, that's it.
That's every single thing we are told to do.
It really is.
Sleep,
Yeah.
vitamin C, exercise, and sleep. Those are the
Water,
4
yeah.
healthiest things you can do in your life. And this guy does all of them. And the only time he got sick is because he got sick from a
COVID.
aggressively contagious
Yeah.
pandemic.
It's a basic thing.
What a dick. All right. Have a good
Yeah,
day.
thank you.
Thanks, Randy.
Good for you. All right. Patrick is in Sydney, Australia. Said last time he got sick was 2020, January of 2020.
Wow.
Because he got COVID. Again, another really insane amount of time ago. 863-12899 is our phone number. Let's grab another call here. The question is, you just don't get sick. Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning,
Hi.
Yeah.
You sound sick.
So, hi, I'm Clarice.
Clarice.
So last time I got sick was like March of 2019.
2019.
She broke the 19s.
Yeah.
Oh,
I never had COVID actually.
whoa. But are you
Never
sure about that?
never
Maybe you
got
were
COVID.
asymptomatic.
Sorry,
Sorry, no, I don't want to rain on your parade. Okay, never got COVID.
never had COVID. But
Okay, what do
I work
you
in
do?
the healthcare. I actually work in the healthcare. I'm a doctor,
Whoa.
but I never had COVID.
Okay, Doc, what the hell are you doing?
I don't know, but when during the pandemic, I always wear face mask. Actually, until now,
Until
I
now.
still wear face mask outside, even when I go to the mall. Then after seeing patients, I actually take a shower. Then even before I go home, I take a shower
Doc,
muna at the
Doc,
hospital,
do you think-
then another shower at the house.
Okay, Doc, do you think that maybe you are so exposed to so many sick people that your body has built this amazing
Immunity.
kind of force field where you don't, maybe,
Maybe,
you're
I
getting
don't know,
exposed
but-
just enough?
Maybe. Because I'm so
Yeah.
exposed, diba? Medyo,
Yeah,
na,
dude.
yung immune system ko matapang.
Pero that's it. Like that. The only thing was face mask and shower.
Yeah, vitamins, of course, vitamins. And always hydrate yourself with lots of water, eat fruits and vegetables, yeah.
Yan na naman yung buwisit na vitamins na yan.
Oh, again, nothing special.
Yeah.
Nothing
Yeah,
special.
okay. Thank you, love.
Mm-mm.
Thanks, Doc. You're the
Yeah.
best. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Good one.
thank you.
Take
Bye.
care.
Leonard says, Doc is Daenerys the Unburnt.
I'm so
Okay, so
Yeah.
it's a Game of Thrones reference. Okay, so I'm reading some of this stuff that I just flat out lies. These are absolute lies. There's no way. Kiko says he got sick on May of 2023, but before that, January of 2014. That is a lie. There is no way. No way 14 was when you got sick. I saw another dude here say like 2006. Was it Bihon? And I know that's a lie because his name is Bihon. Last time I got sick was September 2009. I got dengue. 2009. That is a lie. There is no way that happens. Of course, then NJ says, well, look at Enrile. Well, yeah, that's true. Maybe the guy never gets sick. Hey, Bam, good morning, man. What's up?
Good morning. Magandang umaga.
Good
Hello,
morning. Welcome.
everyone. Welcome.
Bam, we're
You look
talking
so
about people who
fresh.
just don't get sick. And some of these things that are being thrown out, like not getting sick since 2009, is so hard to believe. But I mean, maybe it's true. 863-10899. You're just not the type to get sick. Are you pretty sickly, Bam?
No, actually, never pa ako na hospital.
Is that right?
I've never spent a night in the hospital.
You've never been admitted?
Never.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
There we go.
Alam niyo, may diabetes ako, di ba? And,
Oh,
you know, I had shoulder surgery like in April, which was just outpatient. Nakwento ko sa inyo, di ba?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yung outpatient.
Yeah.
But I've never spent a night in the hospital. Hmm?
Okay.
Bantay. Nagbantay na
What?
ako. I've like, you know, nagbantay ako sa nanay ko. Well, of course, when Timmy was giving birth, di ba? That was like a
Yes,
week.
yes.
But, you know, it wasn't me on the bed, di ba? So, yeah. So, I'd like to think
So
na
you never
matibay
had
tayo.
a dextrose?
I think they put dextrose when I had my surgery, but it was outpatient.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I had an IV
Yeah.
then. Or baka that was the anesthesia. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
To put you to sleep, di ba? I'm not sure kung ano yun, but they put something there. So by the way, kasama dyan
Pretty
sa,
impressive.
alam mo mga myths about yourself, di ba? No, I'm so healthy and all of that. So kahapon,
Yeah.
I attended the bloodletting. Okay.
Yeah.
It was a blood donation drive
Sure.
of RAM. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So RAM, for people that don't know, stands for Reform the Armed Forces Movement. The same group of Gringo, Senator Gringo and Enrile back in the 80s.
Oh, perfect.
Okay, so they became a party list. They're now like an NGO, para silang social civic organization and a party list now. And I was one of the guests. So I was there. Maraming tao, mag-bloodletting, di ba? Ganda pa ng speech ko, yung pagbibigay ng tugo, simbolo yan, ng hinihingi ng bayan, yung ganyan ka, you know, talagang makabayan na speech, di ba? You know, we're here, this is not just the act of giving blood, but it's a symbol of offering ourselves, mga ganyan, di ba? Nung nakapila na ako, na-reject ako ng doktor.
Why
Reject
daw?
ako.
Why?
Because I had surgery in April. You can't give blood for a year.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I
After
didn't know
surgery.
that. I didn't know that. So
Oh.
marami ako natutunan. This was at the Philippine Blood Center. Shout out to all the doctors there. Hi guys. So una, kahit diabetic ka, okay lang pala.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, as long as you're maintained. So meaning
Okay.
you're like within the normal range, pwede ka pa rin magbigay ng dugo. And if you have a tattoo, basta wag lang fresh.
So my next question.
What is it, like a year?
A year.
Yeah.
Wag lang fresh.
Okay.
Wag lang fresh. But otherwise, you could still give blood. Yeah. And then they suggest every 3 months, everyone gives blood. Not just to help people, but also,
It's good for you.
well, ano ba sabi nila? Parang, parang hindi siya exactly a myth.
Uh-huh.
Parang yes, it's good for you, but wala ring hard medical evidence to say that that's good for you.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
but they were saying na I forgot the reason why. It was because basta, there's so many myths about giving blood.
It's supposed to be like regenerate, right?
No.
Blood if you kind of lose something, but that's a myth, is what you're saying. There's
The
no
doctor
truth to it.
said that's not exactly right, pero merong, but there's some benefit to it. But it's not that. Yung parang your blood regenerates and it becomes clean again. That's not the case.
And then you donate the dirty part, and then your blood just
So yun.
That's
So
weird.
that was yesterday, and nagulat ako. I was rejected.
Oh man.
I was ready.
I've been in that situation.
Oh, really?
And yeah. I think it was maybe like I didn't get enough sleep the night before or something like that. But I was a little like, I don't know, maybe a little like too excited or something. And wala, when I got there, hindi pala pwede.
And it's the first time sumagot ako ng questionnaire na, because these questionnaires, right? You just put yes, no. Di ba? Parang hindi mo naman talaga
Yeah, you never
seryoso,
really
di ba? And then I'm like, surgery. Yes. Ay, Senator. Yes ba talaga? Oo. Kailan ka nagka-surgery? April. Ay, nako. Hindi ka pwede.
After that speech.
Ito nag-speech ko di ba? So paglabas ko, guys, bawal. Sorry. Siyempre, ikaw yung mauna, di ba? It's like to start the blood drive, right? But it
Like a
wasn't
ribbon cutting almost.
Parang ganyan. But
Yeah.
it wasn't naman in public. It was in a small room. So dun kami
You know,
sa maliit na
Bam,
room.
this is the
That's
problem.
hilarious.
This is why you're not like the other politicians. If that was another politician, the guy would come out with a cotton on his thing, walking around. Because honestly, politically, you just gave a speech, right?
Right.
You're in a private room anyway. I could totally see another, like, say, a senator going, alam mo, Senator, sige, labas ka na lang, lalagyan lang natin yung cotton bud dito. Because of the image, right?
Yeah.
Bam being always the honest guy,
Dude.
walks out the guy, sorry.
Ito, chismis na lang to. There's one famous story. Okay. Will not be named. I will not name the person because I didn't see it. Kwento lang to.
Okay.
Okay.
Pero one politician went to, remember uso nung 2000s yung mga Habitat for Humanity, Gawad Kalinga Bill, di ba?
I've been
That was
to one of
like
those.
really common, right?
Yeah.
So I've been to many of those. And the story there was, so may bumisita, guest of honor, picture taking na, ginagawa na yung mga bahay. Yung kwento was, kumuha daw ng konting lupa, tapos parang pinahid-pahid sa katawan, sa mukha, bago nagpa-picture taking. That's the story.
But this is like kind of similar to the Arab thing. Remember the Arab thing with the river? Was it Pasig River or whatever? He started throwing trash into the river so they could start picking it up.
Really?
Was it that Arab? Yes,
I
that was
don't
all over
remember
the
that. Hindi ko
news.
maalala yun.
This was like, no, and this was fairly recently. I mean, fairly recently in maybe like right before COVID or something, where he was caught on the news. They were dumping trash into the actual either Manila Bay or Pasig River or something, only to pick it up. It was such a big story, and kind of a funny thing. And everybody on playback now. Yes, it was Manila Bay. Tama si Erap yun. Classic moment where somebody, of course, in the time of cell phone video, was able to go,
Exactly.
this is a fraud.
Exactly.
And, went out and kind of got caught
Oh
for
my
doing it. But
goodness.
again, back to your blood thing, though, that is kind of honest of you when you could have easily, totally faked
Or
it.
parang hawak-hawak mo yung kamay mo, di ba? Parang,
Yeah.
guys,
And
by
it's
the
just a
way,
small lie.
they were gonna get-
It was like a lie for a good reason, and you still didn't do it.
well, feeling ko kasi halatang di ako namumutla. They were supposed to get like 450 ml. Doc, how much blood are you getting? 450 ml. Whoa.
Is that the standard?
Alam ko 200 lang eh, di ba? Ang alam ko parang
450. That's
Like a bag.
that's
It's a bag.
That's half-
That's a
half a
full size.
litro.
Wait, how much is the mineral water? 300 ml?
Thereabouts.
330, di ba?
Yeah.
Yung Coke is
Yeah,
300 ml.
Okay, so more
Coke
than
and can.
that's a lot.
No, yeah, but that I think that's the standard. When you
Ang 450?
Yeah, because even me, like the last time I did it, it was a bag.
Okay.
Parang
Medyo na-shock lang. Wow, marami pala nun. So,
Yeah.
you know, of course, we have all the jokes. Yung mga, kailangan ng before and after photo kasi mas maputi tayo after the sun.
Oh my God.
Oh, wow.
Pero
And then
we just congratulate our friends from RAM. Congratulations. Si Sir Boy Camacho, of course, was leading the charge there with marami. That's like over 100 people, and they plan to
Wow.
do that across the Philippines to
Okay.
get blood donations for more people who need blood
I'd love
in
to
our
go.
public hospitals.
Yeah. Great.
Is there anything else like Sam that you do that you promote but you don't actually ever do it? Like I always tell everybody to donate to charity. I don't ever do it. I will tell people to donate blood. I've never done it either. Or at least I can't recall. Are there things? It doesn't make you a hypocrite. It just you're using your strength, right? Your message to propagate the message out. But I don't actually really do it. Is there anything that you kind of tell people to do but you don't really?
No, every chance I do a charitable thing, I will let everybody know. This There's no way I'm keeping quiet about that.
Well, at least you're honest too. Okay. All right. It is 7:03 here on this Monday morning. Of course, it is a Monday, so that means Bam is here. We should have Alex coming up in just a little bit as well. We're on till 9 o'clock. Bam, there's a lot to talk about.
Yep.
We have to take a commercial break, but again, I was kind of teasing that as soon as you get here, I'm almost certain we're going to be talking about the biggest story in international politics, which was assassination attempt on former U.S. President Donald Trump. I was actually on a flight. I was in the U.S. and as soon as the doors closed, I mean, there was a moment where the airplane was like, okay, like the flight attendant said there was an assassination attempt on President Trump, and everybody kind of stopped going, okay, are we taking off? I mean, like this is huge.
Yeah.
And I didn't stand up and announce like I'm some kind of like thing, but at least like the 4 to 5 people around me, like, guys, it wasn't, I mean, big deal for the attempt. He's fine. He put his hand in the air.
Yeah.
In fact, he was kind of using the moment, I think, to just kind of go, hey, like, look, I'm I don't know, amazing or whatever the hell. But it kind of calmed people down a little bit, but nevertheless, still huge, especially with all of the video and everything that went around. The blood on the face was a big moment as well. So let's talk about this when we come back from this break, because this is huge. And or as he would say, this is huge.
Huge.
And we'll definitely do that when we come back. Don't go away. Back after this.
Good times.
If Hyundai Creta were a road trip anthem, what would it sound like? Let's break it down. The panoramic jewel pattern grille would probably sound like... For the daytime running lights, something like... Yup. Then the wireless smartphone charger? There you go. And Hyundai Smart Sense? Yeah. All together now.
It's Good Times with Mo, Sam, and them on Magic 89.9.
Okay, it's one of those. They like really take it to the end. Requested over playback. That's right. So we're playing your requests today. Let me know what you want to hear, and we'll take it to the playlist.
I mean, we'll filter some of it. I mean, come on now.
We'll see. By the which reminds me, you put together a playlist with all of our listeners' favorite songs. We need to pull something up from that one of these
I
days.
can't play songs because of my current, let's say medical situation.
I know.
My current technical situation. But sorry, I'm off cam.
Yeah.
If you guys just tuned in, you can probably hear it in my voice. I'm not using the regular setup because I'm having a problem with my travel gear. I'm currently in Paris, France, where it's 1 a.m. And tomorrow, I'm hoping that it's going to sound a little bit better. And so, I can't get into the playlist stuff. Sorry about that, Sam. But we'll survive.
Cool.
Tomorrow, I have a really good feeling that we're going to be fine tomorrow. Bam Aquino's in studio as he is on Monday mornings. Hey, Bam, good morning.
Good morning.
As
Good
we
morning.
kind of teased earlier before the commercial break, this has got to be the big story globally, right? And How did you feel? If you felt anything when you first heard that there was an assassination attempt on a former president, and not just any former president, a very polarizing political figure in the U.S.
Yeah, so unang-una, any assassination attempt is heinous. No, it's heinous. It's cowardly. It's heinous. I mean, obviously in my family, diba? My uncle was assassinated. So any kind of assassination attempt, kahit sino pa yan, should be, you should condemn that. Bar none, diba? Walang ano yan.
Right.
There's no
Walang
excuses.
kasi masamang tao. Wala. No excuses yan. Any assassination attempt should be condemned. And actually, President Biden also did come out a few hours ago and did condemn it universally. He said talagang this is not who we are when he said, no, this is not who the Americans are. Okay. But this is what happened sa akin. So, I woke up really early, turned on the TV, and yung lumabas sa YouTube ko is a streamer, a game streamer who had put it on. Okay?
Oh.
And akala ko fake. Sabi ko, because it's not from a news outlet, it's from a game streamer. And it's like 17 minutes ago. So, oh my gosh, totoo ba to? And because sometimes they have the memes, or sometimes you have like deep fakes or stuff like that. So I checked, I searched it, and boom, sumasabog na. And I caught it, siguro wala pang, maybe that was what, 6:30 a.m. here or 7 a.m. here. That was like a few minutes lang after it happened. And I saw the clip, and I'm not a Trump fan, but when he stood up and he put his fist up, man, may mga feelings yun May mga feelings.
I know.
This guy is defiant. This guy is showing strength. Of course, the whole day pinag-uusapan namin na, some of my family members were saying, like what Mo was saying, he's using the moment, whatever. But that moment will be that moment. And that moment, and tumiming pa yung American flag sa likod niya, diba? With that iconic
The pictures
photo.
are,
A picture says 1,000 words, and I think honestly that moment will seal his victory in November for America.
Wow.
I think that's what's going to happen. So he was leading already anyway, right? Okay, we talked about this a few weeks ago. Yung performance ng ni President Biden sa debate 2 weeks ago was really bad, right? And then may follow-up pa yon. May mga follow-up bad performances pa yun,
mga
diba?
attempts to like
He was attempting to correct it, pero nagkakamali rin siya. And the worst one was the President Putin when he was calling President Zelensky President Putin.
Yeah, that's so
and
bad.
it was really bad, and the Democrats are at a point where the story before this assassination attempt was, do the Democrats have the strength to replace President Biden?
and some of them are already like publicly saying he should, maybe make way for
Including
someone
George
else.
Clooney, diba? Who was one of the biggest Democratic donors and sponsor supporters, diba? So, nagbe-build up na yon. And obviously, anytime there's anyone in your group saying dapat palitan ka, ibig sabihin nun, may problema, diba? Because if you're running for president and you are the president, you want 100% support, right? So that was already happening. So on the Democrat side, you could already say na nakikita nila na hindi na kasing lakas si President Biden. That's already happening. And then you have this, where President Trump, he's such a lucky guy. A bullet like grazed his ear. I mean, ganun kalapit yon, inches, and he would have been killed.
Yeah.
Was it like glass? But mukhang bullet talaga no? Mukhang it really was the bullet.
Yeah, I think there are actual, there's kind of still shots of the bullet
Whizzing by
him. So
diba?
yeah, it's
so
absolutely.
it was a bullet. And his natural reaction of getting down, he didn't fall down, he ducked. The Secret Service came to him.
Like jumped on him.
And he says, "Can I put on my shoes?" Did you hear that, Mo?
Oh, I didn't
Can
hear
I put
that.
on my shoes?
What?
I need to put on my shoes. I guess the act of ducking, natanggal yung sapatos, hindi ko alam. Can I put on my shoes? And then they come over him. Actually, gulong-gulo. Yung buhok niya, magulo. Diba? Usually yung buhok niya is like, diba, it's people
coif.
talk about that, pero nakatanggal na. And then he puts up his fist and he snarls. Doesn't smile, he snarls. Parang di nyo ako kayang patayin, parang ganyan. And that moment, I think, will seal his victory in November. Take note, he's already leading with this. So you have one guy showing strength, the other group worried about the other candidate's strength, and that's my prediction. Now, from now until then, yun yung delikado sa Amerika. because this base is going to get angrier, more paranoid, more emboldened because their leader was able to show strength. And I don't know mo, kinakabahan ako for the States Kinakabahan ako for America kung ano mangyayari. You know, people are saying now, if you look at the spin of both sides, di ba? They're saying, nangyari yan kasi tinatawag niyo siyang Hitler. Nangyari yan kasi you're saying he's like the most evil person. Kaya of course, all of your rhetoric will get people to try to assassinate him. That's on the Republican side. On the Democrat side, that's happened before, di ba? Their rhetoric has led to violence against the husband of Pelosi, against Governor Whitmer. There was a plot to kidnap her. So this has happened already, but you know, maybe at this level, and the MAGA base of President Trump, we've seen can really be extreme. I mean, they did, di ba? Nilusob na nila yung Kapitolyo, di ba, noong January 6. So what's going to happen in the next 2 to 3 months? What's going to happen on election day? I think President Trump is going to win. The only thing that the Democrats can do at this point, they're really in a corner. Hindi ko alam, you know, kung may ipapalit sila, better be somebody who can show a lot of strength as well. Because that's going to be the standard by which these elections will be determined. Sino yung sakalam, di ba? Yun yung Filipino term, di ba? Sino yung sakalam. So, yan yun. And that changed the whole one moment, one photo, one reaction of President Trump, I think has changed the whole dynamic. And I'm not a Trump fan. I'm absolutely not a Trump fan. But looking at it from somebody who's been in politics, parang feeling ko, when I saw that moment, I'm like,
This is it.
This is it. Mo, you agree?
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree. I do want to address, though, initially that you're going to get the conspiracy theorists, though, that people are going to say it's staged. People are going to say it's in a moment like that. This is where you're trying to separate him from Biden, which I don't even think he really needed it, because I mean, Biden seems to be spiraling, right? Called his own vice president Trump as well. So it's rough goings for Biden. I don't think that there's any conspiracy theory involved here in needing to do a moment like this to kind of raise Trump's stock. He was on the rise anyway. So I kind of want to ask you, the conspiracy theory angle, do you believe any of this stuff is real or like not real, staged?
No, not at all. You know why?
I agree. Yeah.
Because dude, you're not gonna risk your life. Don't forget, somebody died.
Right.
The person behind him died.
Mm-hmm.
You know, 2 people were injured. 1 person died. So the bullet caught that person is I think a man, somebody in the crowd. So
and the shooter was killed.
The shooter was killed. So kung ganun kung ganun ka narcissistic, di ba? Or ganun you're really self-centered, no? Which President Trump seems to be. Sorry to all the Trump fans out there. You're not going to risk your life for anything. You're absolutely not going to risk your life for anything.
And the distance that shot has to take to just hit him exactly at that spot, all of that is almost impossible to do. Your best sharpshooter can't pull that off. Where you're like, okay, I'm going to shoot from. So here's the audience. I'm going to shoot from the parking lot on the other side, and I'm going to only graze you on purpose, okay? But you're going to be fine. It's like, you know how hard of a shot that is with the wind factor and all of that? Even your best shooters couldn't do that. So I don't believe an ounce of this being a conspiracy theory. I don't think even it needed to happen if it were going to be conspiracy theory kind of moment. So I don't think it's staged. However, as we said earlier, Bam, the moment can be used massively for somebody's political gain.
Give it to the guy. How do I say this? He rose up to the moment, literally and figuratively. He rose up to the because they could have just scurried him away. Diba sa scene, in the line of fire, na alam niyo yan mo, diba yung mga favorite movies natin of before. Shots fired, and then the Secret Service come in and they scurry. Like literally, they put the head of the president down and they scurry away. And syempre, I mean, it's shocking, but that's what you imagine. You don't imagine a guy standing up and putting his fist up. And that's also why people voted for him. He is, that's his personality. That's his, yan siya eh. He is unbridled anger and passion of the American people, of that side of America, diba? And he represents that and he showed it. And yung mukha niya was saying, di nyo ako kayang patayin.
Yeah,
Kahit
I'm not-
gusto nyo kong patayin,
so
di nyo
I've got a
kaya.
question based on that, what you just said. If he were a sitting president and that happened, do you think he's got a different reaction, or the Secret Service has a different reaction? I mean, I know that they've got protocol, they've got training, they've got all that stuff, but it almost, I felt like if it were a sitting president, they don't care about what he wants to do with his shoes or his fist. They are going to dogpile him, and they were going to get him out of there because he is a sitting president. It's just different when you're a civilian. But again, I don't know. That's maybe conspiracy theory of me to say. He has obviously issued Secret Service 24/7, but maybe I'm only going by things from the movies where we do see them kind of just grab them and like, you just do all that. But it almost felt like they were just standing there, kind of maybe putting like a force field around them type of deal.
I think they're also shocked. Feeling ko na shock rin sila eh. Of course, they're not supposed to be shocked, right? They're supposed to be ready all the time. But parang nagulat rin sila. And if you watch the other clips of what happened, may mga may nagsumbong na eh. Parang, hey, what's that guy doing up there? Diba? And then
So
parang,
someone noticed already.
people noticed him. Kasi you could actually, the building where he shot from, hindi naman ganun kataas eh. Diba? So parang nakikita siya eh. And then supposedly, some people were saying to the police, what's that guy doing up there? He's climbing up. And then the police were like, what's that? And as they were approaching, pak, then he took his shots, diba? So, I think people were genuinely a little surprised. They were shocked with what happened. Could you have stopped him putting up his fist? I don't think so. That was just his personality, his spirit coming out. Diba?
Yeah.
That was him eh. Diba?
Right. And whether it was like just him being himself or him being the showman that he is, and he really just, in that split second, he was like, I'm going to use this moment. I was just like, but again, not a fan either, but there was a part of me that like admired it.
Diba?
Yeah.
Ay, parang naiinis ka na ina-admire mo siya. Diba? Parang, oh gosh.
Wow.
Parang mapapaslow clap ka. Parang, I don't want to clap. But alam mo, if you've been in politics for so long, that moment, di mo na, second nature na sa'yo yan eh.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like, I'm gonna use this moment. Hindi siya ganun eh. Isipin mo lang, okay, no, I'm gonna show these guys yung galit ko. Because that's what he does in his rallies. Basically, he's ranting. He's just symbolizing the dissatisfaction and anger of so many Americans. That's what he does. Hindi nga coherent. Hindi nga coherent yung mga speech niya eh.
Kasi nga he's just like rambling.
He's just
and
ranting and rambling. You don't even know what he's talking about. One time he was talking about toilets. He was talking about meat. He was talking about kung ano-ano na eh. Di ba? Pero all of his speeches is basically, I'm a dissatisfied American and what's happening now isn't what I want. Parang yun yung pinaka-point ng lahat ng speech niya. And his face, snarling, putting his fist up, was basically, that's how people feel in America. How half of Americans feel. And at that moment, he captured it. So, Michelle na ba to, Mo?
I know,
Michelle Obama na ba to?
How do you feel about now? Yeah,
Okay,
Michelle
by the
Obama.
way,
Is she the only one
Well,
still?
ito yan. So November is July, September, October. So 4 months away, right? 4 months away.
Yeah.
A lot of things can still happen. Marami pa rin pwede mangyari. And now the pressure is on the Democrats. They'll either just roll over and die and say, wala na eh. Mukhang ano na to eh. Mahirap ng talunin to. And honestly, mahirap ng talunin yan. Or they're gonna go out of the box, be innovative, and do something that will shock everybody. And you know what shocks everyone? Self-sacrifice shocks everyone. Yung nagpaparaya ka, nagpapabigay ka in politics, that's not normal. So kung si President Biden magsabi siya, for the good of my people, I'll step aside and let somebody else take this who still shows strength, physically and emotionally and intellectually. That could shock a lot of people. That could galvanize the Democratic base. Diba? So it's on them now. Ito nangyari na to eh. And honestly, he's gonna run away with this. It's gonna get ugly. What are they gonna do? Ano yung response nila?
Your move.
But as a person in politics, Bam, and knowing how hard it is to win at this level, these huge positions, national positions. You were saying earlier there are people who are pivotal to the campaign, like a Clooney. If you were in that spot, how many of your people would you have to hear it from for you to go, okay, fine, I'm going to do it? Because it's very hard to suck that up, right? I mean, one advisor, two advisors, three advisors say, hey, bam, it's time to give it up, man. You're just not there anymore. And you're like, hell no, I'm a representative of the people. They want me. I'm there. How much pushback from your own would it take you to go, okay, I think it's time?
It's not the number of people who are talking to you. It's who are talking to you. So alam mo, ang sagot lang dyan, si Jill Biden, yung asawa niya. Yun lang yun.
It would be your wife. It would be if you're in that situation,
your best
it would
friend,
be your wife.
who's probably your chief of staff or, somebody who works with you also, the person so hindi siya, a million signatures for you to step down. Hindi ganun eh.
Yeah.
It's the people that you're closest to na magsasabi, boss, it's not our fight, diba? Or boss, bigay mo niyan. Anyway, he's already president. He has achieved it all.
Yeah.
Diba?
Right.
And even the people around, and somebody, I'm not sure if we were the ones talking about this, but I was talking to somebody and said, alam mo, it's come to a point, kung Biden fan ka, kinakabahan ka pag nagsispeech siya. And that's not a good sign. Like you're worried. You're like, oh my gosh, you're like, hindi ka na sigurado kung anong sasabihin niya, diba? Na baka magkamali or he might, embarrass himself, diba? So, if it gets to that point, and yung kalaban mo is talagang pit bull who, to be fair, has shown a lot of energy, even more energy, and now, especially with that photo, sobrang a lot of energy. You need to sort of figure things out, diba? So it's gonna be somebody very close to you who's gonna talk to you. Doon ka makikinig.
Can I be your George Clooney? I mean, since he doesn't really have that much influence.
I don't think George Clooney matters kay Joe Biden. In fact, maiinis lang siguro si Joe Biden kay George Clooney. Hindi ka nga magaling na Batman, hirit-hirit ka, gara ganyan. Mo ko inihiritan. Anong alam mo, di ba? Anong alam mo? Diba? But yeah, it's gonna be somebody close to him. You know what? Who's gonna talk to him? Barack Obama.
I think so. I mean, this is
Kasi best bud niya, di ba? I mean, tama ba mo? They do have that, they're really close,
they're
right?
incredibly close. Obviously, his vice president. And remember, Joe Biden got the presidential award of, what is it? The Presidential Medal of Freedom, which is the highest award you can get as a civilian. And that is given by the president. And it was given to him by his, best bud, who happened to be the president, Barack Obama. So I think even in that moment where vice presidents usually don't even get that award, Biden gave it to it. That gives, I think, Obama a lot of political capital, a lot of influence over him. And I guess it's an awkward conversation, though, if we go back to the Michelle thing, which is like, hey, Joe, I'm going to need you I think it's time to step down, be replaced by my wife.
Hindi mangyayari yun. Kung si Barack yung magsasabi, hindi pwedeng si Michelle yan. Malabo yun, di ba?
But it goes back to, but she might be still the best candidate, right? So that's an odd conversation. So imagine Barack actually saying that. I fully expect Biden to go, where's George? George, what were you saying?
George
taking his, because that's a tough conversation to have. It's like, okay, yeah, I need you to step down, which would be great, but I also think my wife's could be the best one.
By the way, maybe people might be wondering why we're talking about American politics so much, diba? Hindi naman tayo Amerikano. But ang laki na epekto niya sa atin eh. It really does affect us a lot. I mean, our current situation with China, West Philippine Sea. If we have time later, I'll talk about another thing about the West Philippine Sea later. Pero ang laking bagay
absolutely.
niya.
Let's do that. No, for sure.
And a policy of the US that changes, it will change our whole dynamic in this area. If Trump says, we're out of there, alam mo yun?
Right, yeah.
Diba?
Yeah.
Ang laking epekto.
Okay, can I ask that? Okay, so let's say America gets out of this area. Who's our next country or military that we can kind of ally?
Japan.
Okay, they're the ones we're going to be leaning on.
And the other countries in the ASEAN na may issues rin with China, like Vietnam. Vietnam is talaga they're taking a very strong position against China. Like sila, ang understanding ko is they're also building up military in the area. We're not building up military. We have the Coast Guard there. We have our fishermen there. We have our allies there. But my understanding is Vietnam is building up military assets in the West, in that part of the South China Sea. Wala na yun sa West Philippine Sea sa pagkakalam ko. It's closer to their country already. But they're building up military assets. So they're taking a different strategy here. Pero yan, yung mga bansang katabi natin, Japan, Australia, but America is still the biggest navy
Of course.
in the world.
Yeah.
They're still the biggest military in the world. And pag yan mag-pull out, delikado tayo. In fact, nasabi na they're pulling out of Ukraine, right? Di ba? I think he has said that already. And if Trump wins and they pull out of Ukraine, the prediction is Ukraine will fall in a week or two to Russia. Yeah, that's how they're looking at it, di ba? I'm not sure what their stance is on Israel. Although alam ko, Israel and hopefully Palestine or Gaza will be able to have a ceasefire soon. But baka magbago rin yun kung si Trump yung maging Pangulo in November. And of course, pagdating sa atin, malaking bagay rin yun. So, with regard to Taiwan, with regard to mainland China, the Philippines, the West Philippine Sea, our allies here, konektado lahat yan. And right now, our position to really stake our claim is really based on the support of the other countries. We don't have the military strength to fight it out in the West Philippine Sea, but we do have a lot of allies and the international community with us. So if I can go to this topic, last July 12 was actually the anniversary of our victory at the tribunal for the West Philippine Sea. So there was a move in the Senate, actually. Si Senator Risa filed this to declare every July 12, West Philippine Sea Day. Okay? Because that's the eighth year anniversary of that victory in the International Tribunal. This was filed, of course, during President Aquino's time. We got word that we won. It was already President Duterte's time. But that ruling has been there. And that's been the focus and the foundation of all of these support from different countries because we won in that case. Diba? Nanalo tayo sa case na yan. The whole world, except China, recognizes that territory is ours.
Isn't that crazy?
Diba? That's cool, right? That's important. So there was a move to enshrine this and say, let it be the West Philippine Sea Day every July 12. And the governor of Palawan, si Governor Socrates, already filed an ordinance in Palawan. And in Palawan, of course, malapit yung mga area na yan sa Palawan, every July 12 in Palawan is already West Philippine Sea Victory Day.
Oh, I love the addition of
Love
victory.
the victory,
Yes.
diba? So, July 12 was just a couple of days ago. I'm fully supportive of this move. And sana nga, more of us really try to understand what's happening there. Our soldiers are getting hurt. Our fishermen are not allowed to fish. Marami sa kanila wala nang hanap buhay dahil sa mga barko ng China dyan. And we need to get international support, but we also need to rally our own people. Kailangan yung mga tao na malayo sa Zambales, sa Palawan, kailangan tayo rin naiintindihan natin at nagkakaisa tayo sa issue na to. No? So that's a pretty big news the other day. Of course, superseded by President Trump's lahat ng balita na natabunan ng assassination attempt ni President Trump, but it is connected. Because his determination of foreign policy, if he does eventually win, oh my gosh, lahat to, everything we've been talking about for the past few years about how seemingly we're able to put up a stronger stance on that territory and how the international community, makikita mo sumusuporta na sila sa atin, di ba? Whether through agreements, like we had an agreement with Japan recently, or even the media. More coverage is now focused on this area of the world. All of that support, is at risk with the different change in policy of the American president. So, konektado rin siya. And no one at this point can tell nasaan ba ang Republicans or si President Trump pagdating sa West Philippine Sea issue. And that's something na kailangan natin bantayan. What a bummer itong si Bama sa 89.9.
No, but I'm glad you're here to walk us through that. We're going to be talking about it, obviously, leading up to this.
Alam mo rin kasi tayo mahilig, kaya uso yung conspiracy theory kasi binabasa lang natin headline. We only go for the headline. I mean, kahit ako sometimes
Yep.
when you're scrolling, you only read the headline, right? And the people on the internet and even media agencies, they know to make the headlines as sensational as possible. Unfortunately, wala na nag-click. Nobody does click-throughs anymore.
Right.
So, we gotta talk about it. There has to be time to talk about it na walk through natin yan. Kasi otherwise, akala natin ito na yung nangyayari, but actually, you know, there are processes, there are things that have to happen. At the minimum sana, yung Filipino people, sana mas malalim sa atin yung nangyayari sa West Philippine Sea. Because our countrymen are losing their livelihood, di ba? Eh kung tayo nga, may makita tayo sa YouTube, di ba? May nawala ng trabaho or may inapi ng, you know, there was a big SUV, inapi yung isang motorcycle driver or whatever. We get so angry right away, right? Ang nangyayari sa West Philippine Sea, ang pinakamayaman na bansa, o hindi naman, pinakamalaking bansa, at isa sa pinakamayaman na bansa, they're actually attacking the poorest sector in the Philippines. At yan ang mga fishermen natin. And that should get us moving and get us off our butts, diba? To do something.
There's a way for us to like donate and support this cause of, you know, helping out the fishermen, right?
Yes. So,
Sen, can you tell us about that?
On our Facebook, you'll see there. Although we stopped the drive. We did it for 2 weeks. We raised over 250,000 pesos.
Fantastic.
And we're gonna have a turnover to the fishermen. Once our donor does give us that check, which we're processing already, we're gonna go to Zambales. I was actually invited to go to Pag-asa Island.
Pag-asa Island?
Yeah. It's one of those islands
How
right
cute
there
is the
in the
name?
middle of
Oh my
things.
gosh, okay.
Oo, kasi I'm a volunteer of the Air Force. I don't know if I told you guys, I'm a volunteer of the Air Force. I'm in their multisectoral governance council. And baka yung next meeting namin gagawin namin doon. So medyo exciting, di ba? So we'll be able to get to see the areas itself.
So
diba?
are we not like able to donate anymore?
Kung ikaw magdo-donate,
Because that's what I will do today, and I'm announcing it on the radio. I am donating to this
to the fishermen. Yes, go Sam. Do
Please, let me
Wait,
know.
sorry, Sam, you can't. You have a fresh tattoo. Sorry.
Naka-surgery mo pa din. Dugo yun, pare. Iba yun. Ibang donation yun.
I
Dugo
would,
yun.
yes. I will
Okay,
do that
cool.
today, yes.
We will accept Sam O's donation. Kasi syempre yung may mga processes yan, di ba? May mga filings and everything. But we will open it up for you, Sam.
Yay!
Paki-Gcash na lang.
you.
Gcash mo.
Do you think, Pam, that because I know it's near the problem, but not actually visual by our own people, that if it were, I mean, like, let's take Alice Guo's situation where she's so visible to us now. We're not like seeing her in person, but the thing is so visible. So there's a lot more opinions about it. But what's going on in the West Philippine Sea is still just a little bit too far in that we're not actually seeing China there. So hence we're not as panicked.
Yeah, two things.
Do you think that?
So one, because we're an island country, wala tayong borders, wala talaga tayong konsepto of the other. That's like, you know, sharing our border, right? Europe, Paris, yan. Ang laking issue dyan ng immigration. It's like one of the issues that are turning the political alliances there in Paris, di ba? Sa America, the border with Mexico and further down south is also a big election issue. Sa atin, because island tayo, wala tayo ganung konsepto talaga. The last time was Japan in World War II. So it's a long time ago na may invader tayo. Of course, the Spanish, hundreds of years ago. So wala tayong ganung konsepto. And that's why yung meron tayong encounters with other countries. May mga encuentro, may mga skirmishes. I think that's the term that they use, skirmishes. It wasn't really like people had to wrap their heads around it. Kasi this has been happening for years. You know, so ever since we allied with America again, and this is during President Marcos's time, even their press started to feature what was happening in the West Philippine Sea. Eh, di ba last year nasa America ako, di ba, with my co-fellows. So we have a chat group. And once in a while, people will be like, oh my God, Bam, nagkakagera na dyan. Ano nangyayari? What's happening? And I'm like, this has been happening for 10 years already. This has been happening since 2011 or 2012. Diba? This is not new to us anymore. But our own countrymen, people from the outside, ngayon lang nila na iintindihan talaga yung nangyayari. So yes, it is kind of far. That's why my effort talaga to try to let people understand. People, by the way, it's not, hindi yung mataas na konsepto like sovereignty, territory. What a lot of Filipinos relate to is mga fishermen natin. Kasi we are a country of fishermen. I mean, we're an island nation, right? So yung pagiging of the sea, 'di ba? Fishermen being part of the sea. That's part of our DNA. And kapag pinagbawalan mo yung isang napakalaking teritoryo, hindi kayo pwedeng mangisda dyan, hindi kayo pwedeng pumunta dito. It does strike a chord. And many of those families are going hungry because they're not able to fish properly, diba? Or they're forced to go to further out places where they won't be able to fish as much, diba? So, yes, malayo siya. But itong kay Alice Guo, Mo, konektado yan eh. Hindi siya ibang issue. You know, it's connected. You know, the presence of those POGOs, the presence of a lot of Chinese nationals na illegal who are here working in these institutions or working in these establishments, what do you call it, working in these call centers, no? Yung mga ibang na raid, may nakita na mga armas, mga uniforms. Yes. Sam looks so surprised. May nakitang gun range. Hindi naman, dude, ano to? I mean, this is documented. I'm not making this up. May nakitang firing range, may nakitang mga baril, mukhang may private army doon. You know,
so there's like some sort of like an infiltration thingy. One might suspect.
Okay. So the counter to that is that these institutions, to mga POGO, are also illegal in China. Mm-hmm. So they're saying, oh, hindi naman yan Chinese government kasi bawal, kaya nga sila nandito kasi bawal yan sa China, di ba? But clearly, they're probably organized crime in China, di ba?
Yeah.
And that's still a threat. That's still dangerous. That still brings a lot of crime into our shores. They have infiltrated the politicians.
Yes.
They are integrated even with businesses because a lot of these POGOs are based in malls, in business parks. Alam mo yun, they're not just like out there in Bamban or out there in Porac. They are here. In fact, dito sa opisinang to, I'm sure wala pang 1 kilometro, may matatamaan na tayong POGO eh. Diba? I mean, here, we're in Ortigas, right?
Yeah.
I know that in
Manda,
NCR,
but,
marami. So, a kilometer over there, a kilometer over here, may matatamaan ka na eh. Diba? So, they've infiltrated the business sector. They've infiltrated the political structures, politicians, di ba? And again, as somebody who's a volunteer in the armed forces, sa Air Force, you know, there was a question raised na, kung i-map out mo itong mga POGO na to, medyo magugulat ka kung nasaan sila, di ba?
Right.
Now, maybe hinahunting din sila ng Chinese government, but definitely, you know, if you watch any of the spy movies, alam mo that the assets that people have on the ground are the ones who are compromised. Yung kaya mo magiging, di ba? Sa police, sino yung gagawin mong asset? Eh syempre, yung na-turn mo ng mga drug dealer or what, di ba? Or the spies in the spy movies. The ones that you make into your spies are those who are also compromised. So, you know, there is that clear and present danger out there in the sea. And even here, inside our country. And yun yung isang bagay na hindi masyadong, maybe kailangan pa nating mas ma-absorb. And we're looking for political will here. We're looking for political will in this area. Diba? Eh kung yung Boracay nga, pwedeng ipasara. ABS-CBN, pwedeng ipasara. Bakit yung mga POGO hindi pwedeng ipasara? Yung mga yon pinasara, ako tumutulog ko doon kasi maraming nawalan ng trabaho. Itong mga POGO, yung mawawalan naman ng trabaho dyan, pwede naman umuwi, bumalik sa bansa nila. Diba? I'm not saying we arrest everybody. I'm just saying have a system and have a plan to actually start lessening the number of POGOs in the country until it becomes zero. Di ba? Why not? By next year, sabihin yung mga mayor, wag niyo na bigyan ng business permit yung mga POGO because I mean they were legitimate institutions a few years ago. Di ba? Winelcome yan eh. Winelcome yan sa bansa natin and dumami sila. And to be fair, maraming kumita dyan. Di ako kumita dyan. Ikaw kumita ka ba dyan? Sino bang kumita dyan? Di ba? Sino bang kumikita sa mga POGO na to? Di ba? Oh. So, my point
But Ben,
is...
where does that come from though? Sorry, you know that message you're saying, like, okay, mayor, stop giving them business licenses. Who does that
That comes from the top. That comes from the
so
top.
the president has to say that.
The president has to say it. The military should back him up and say, there's a clear and present danger here. We don't want this anymore. Kailangan tanggalin na yan. And I'm saying, there's a way to do it. You can say, okay, don't renew the business permit because they can argue, hindi, legitimate kami. Kasi hindi naman lahat may mga ganyan, di ba? There are some institutions, the ones found in the malls and everything that say, we're actually legitimate operations. No, then say, okay, well, January is business permit time. No more business permit in January. You have 6 months to lower your operations and change your business. Shift to another business. Shift to a business that's not dealing in gambling or dealing in, anything to do with China, for example. 'Di ba? Yung mga personal ninyo na Chinese, send them home, 'di ba? Send them home and replace it with Filipinos, and go ahead, gawin mo yung negosyo mo, pero ito yung parameters na gagawin mo siya. Huwag mo siya gawin na POGO, huwag mo siya gawin na puro mga Chinese nationals na marami tayong nahahanap. Illegal rin naman yung pagpasok dito. 'Di ba? So there's a way to do it, and we're looking for political will in this particular issue.
Would you say those who are in power, who are not exercising this political influence or political will, is gaining from it, or that's just too bold of
A lot of people are gaining for it. I mean, nakita natin sa Bamban, di ba? The mayor was there, and maraming rumors yan about, politicians, current and former, who have benefited from this. Pero that's not the point, eh. That's not even my point. I mean, if they're the ones keeping the POGOs alive, delikado yan, di ba? But if the military and the people nagkakaisa na and saying, there's a clear and present danger, kailangan itong tanggalin, we have to take a stronger stance here, why can't we? Why can't we? When we've done it for worse things, di ba? Kayang gawin to dito.
That's what I'm saying. Like, but I guess that's my question is, it's an obvious solution, and if you're not exercising this solution, can we assume, though probably not logically, but let's just throw it out there, can we assume because you're benefiting from it? Like, why wouldn't you?
Dalawa lang naman yan eh. Dalawa lang naman yan.
Yeah,
Many people
you?
are benefiting from it, and the other one is you can't make a decision. Nahihirapan ka to make a decision. And decisions have to be made very, very soon. Gawa na ng decision yan.
All right.
All right, we're kind of behind on breaks here, Bam, and we're also running out of time with you. But let's get this commercial break, and then when we come back, maybe just a really quick, kind of short conversation, and then we'll let you get on your way. It is a Monday morning. Of course, Bam Aquino in studio at 7:49 here. We'll take a break. When we come back, we have more of the show. Don't go away.
It's Good Times with Mo, Sam, and them on Magic 89.9.
Alrighty, that was requested over the playback again. Keep it coming. We're here till 9, and Sen Bam is still here too.
Yes.
Yeah.
We're reminiscing about our
The good old days of
Studio 23 and ETC. Good old days.
Early days as hosts.
Bam off air is like, dude, can we talk about something more positive? And I'm like, yeah, I mean, fine. But, Bam, at the same time, if you see the feedback on the stuff that people are chatting about here in the chat room, everybody is really kind of just feels this is very refreshing to have somebody of your experience, your intelligence, and all that telling it how it really is. But let's go ahead. Let's talk about something positive. Bam, how do you think this world is going to end? Like, do you think we're going to get attacked by aliens? A meteorite's going to hit us? We'll eventually destroy ourselves as a planet? Honestly.
AI. No, so okay, the world is gonna end. Yes. Yun lang sagot. Yes.
Yeah. Is the sun gonna take us and eat us? Like, come on, man. How is this world gonna end?
The world.
Do you think we're gonna do it to ourselves?
Yeah, we are doing it to ourselves. The world is gonna end. Siguro let me contextualize. The world is gonna change. We're at that inflection point. In fact, baka nga we're past the inflection point eh. We're speeding towards the ravine, and the ravine is change that cannot be undone, diba? And that's
bad change.
I don't know. I'm not sure, but change definitely. Kasi you look at what's one of the biggest changes in the last decade. It's social media, diba? Social media changed communication forever, right? Who thought?
Yeah.
And we were all, the three of us, we were still part of media before social media was there, diba? So ibang-iba pa. And the world just changed, and it changed everything. Politics, entertainment, sports, business, lahat nagbago. We're at that point again, and this time it's artificial intelligence. And that change is gonna happen.
Yeah.
And I don't know ano yung ending nito. If you look at social media, nung first couple of years, I was like, I have this article. Gusto kong sunugin. Although it was an online article, di ko naman pwedeng sunugin. Where I was like, social media, this is ushering in a new age of democracy. Everyone has a voice now. Ganyan. Oh my gosh, gaano ka naive yun, di ba? That's like 2013. Okay, just 11 years ago. And in a few years, you see the opposite. Hindi na siya, it didn't usher in democracy. In fact, it ushered in the opposite. Ang nangyari is more countries became less democratic, more leaders became extreme, and honestly, there is hardly any democratic space. Di ka na pwedeng mag-share ng opinion mo na hindi ka tinatawagan na bobo or tanga or whatever, di ba? So, the opposite actually happened. So with artificial intelligence, hindi ko rin alam. Maybe in the first few years, it might be positive. Maybe there might be a negative down the line, but it's happening and that change is gonna happen. And kung hindi tayo handa, hindi tayo ready, we're already behind so many countries. We're behind. So, I'm not talking about the US or China here. I'm talking about Indonesia, Malaysia, Vietnam, Thailand, yung mga bansa na dapat ka-level natin. They're already ahead of us now. 'Di ba? Kung hindi tayo handa for these technological changes, that gap is gonna get bigger. And next thing you know, ito, masakit to, wala ka na sa ganung level. Nasa level ka ng Lao and Cambodia. We don't wanna be there. We started out as the top level, ka-level natin si Singapore, Malaysia, di ba? And then through the years, parang naging ka-level natin si Vietnam, si Thailand, and now they're ahead of us already. So maiiwan na naman tayo niyan kung hindi tayo handa, if we're not prepared for it. And we have to prepare for it. And that change is coming, my friend. Hindi ko alam kung, AI Mo, AI Sam, and AI Bam na lang yung nag-broadcast one day. I actually heard myself,
As a...
someone did like my voice in an AI, and kahit ako, hindi ko na tell kung ako ba yun o hindi.
Oh yeah, I did this last week, right, with my French.
Right.
There was a thing I AI'd with Bianca Gonzalez and I, and it was our voices, and we were doing it in French, and everybody was congratulating me at how good I am with French. And I'm like, nope, that's not me, guys. That was just AI. But
and it sounds like you.
I let it marinate for 24 hours for everybody to think that I'm all of a sudden this fluent speaker. But it wasn't me at all.
Yeah.
And it's very easy to do. Well, yeah, no, I mean, I think that's probably going to be one of the bigger fears is that AI is going to destroy us, a la Terminator.
I don't think it's.
Anton here says the climate. I mean, the climate's going to get us. So if we're talking about end of the world, I was kind of joking about this being a positive topic because obviously it's the worst.
Guys.
It's the worst question that you can throw out there. But it also is, I think, interesting. But let me ask you this: this is really truly a light thing, and this is a topic that we discuss a lot on the show every 4 years, and I'll tell you why every 4. And we just did it last week, but you weren't here, so I might as well throw it out there. Again, I'm currently in France. The Olympics is huge, obviously around the world, and very much you could feel it here. It's everywhere. Maybe a couple of Olympics ago, I would ask the question to everybody, what's the number one award in the world you want to win? And my answer was always the first Filipino gold medal. Now that has been done, I have taken that off as the top award that I want to win of all award-giving bodies, bam. Oscar, Grammy, Nobel, Pulitzer, Olympic gold medal, NBA championship, NBA MVP. Just throw all of them out there. Which one do you want to win the most if you were going to win one?
Jeez, I don't know. Personally or for the Philippines?
No, for you. Personally, because all of this stuff, naman, is for you. I mean, in the end, while Heidelin won it for the country, it is still her medal, right?
Yeah.
And she shares it with us. Is really the truth behind all of that.
I don't know.
If you were going to win an award, which one do you want?
I'm not sure. Kaya ano yung sagot nyo dyan?
Nobel Peace Prize.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I think it's Nobel. And again, I don't even know how you win that. I know it's not just about peace. Like you can do it for science, you can do it for a bunch of other things, but it seems like it holds the most prestige.
It does. And when Maria Ressa won that award, I don't think she was given enough, credit during that time. Because it was during the Duterte time, diba? And clearly nanalo siya because of her journalism around that time. And hindi siya nabigyan ng tamang, walang parada,
There's not enough fanfare.
Wala. Yeah, that's the word. Fanfare, diba? I mean, I think she's the only Filipino who has won a Nobel Prize.
That is such a huge award, and you're 100% right. It'd be nice if it kind of got her
some fanfare.
It seemed like it got her more prestige outside of the country than it did in our own right. Sadly,
it did.
But But again, so anyway, with all of that in mind, which one would you want to win?
Ako hindi Nobel Prize. I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know. I have to think
It
about
could be
it.
something fun. You can say, dude, I want to win MVP and NBA MVP.
Oh, pero
Honestly,
kasi-
I'm too much of a fan.
Gusto ko kasi realm of possibility. Alam mo yun? Yung parang, yung kaya naman talaga. Like si Sam, na-imagine ko, one day.
Pwede ba? Pwede ba?
Why
Sam?
not?
Thank
Go
you.
Switzerland, right? Switzerland yung Nobel Prize, di ba?
Is it? I don't know. I don't
so.
care.
Bam, you got a chance at NBA MVP. You're 5'10", man. You're set.
Are you kidding me? With my niece? Ganun eh. No? Talaga, may delusion pa talaga eh. With my niece?
What about something like the presidency, as someone pointed out on the playback?
I don't know. That's
not an award.
I know, but I mean,
It's
you know, for
God-given.
someone in politics,
People given. I don't know. I mean, I've you know, the Senate in the Philippines, because you're voted nationally, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, it's pretty high up there. So
Yeah.
that's been like the biggest privilege and honor in my life, diba? Aside from having my 2 kids. Naps. Naps.
Oh,
And a
guys,
beautiful
almost missed it there.
wife.
You
Oh, so
almost forgot.
funny.
Good save.
Anyway,
Good save.
So,
Good save.
anyway, kung prize, ano ba? Sa Shark Tank, yung makuha ka sa Shark Tank.
Oh, that's right. You're such a like, you have that strong entrepreneurial spirit. I forgot.
Don't you want to like go and
impress everybody.
have like a great idea to represent ka sa Shark Tank? Shark Tank fans ba kayo? I'm a Shark
I am.
Tank fan. I'm a super
Yeah,
Shark
yeah.
Tank fan.
Bam, I freaking love that. I love this answer. So it's not just to be on Shark Tank. It's be at Shark Tank and have all 4 of them fight over you.
Diba?
You know,
$2 million for 10%. Mga ganyan. Diba?
Yeah, yeah.
Right? Parang your idea was so cool na yun yung bumenta doon. Diba?
tapos nag-aaway si Mark and Mr. Wonderful and you know, just all of them kind of fighting
Tapos
over you.
sabihin ni Mark Cuban, kunin lang nga kita sa Dallas Mavericks. Yeah. Okay, sir. Sige. Para may kasama si Lupa. Next.
I love that. I love that answer. That's such a good
yeah.
answer. I completely did not think of that one. And now when you said it, oh yeah, man, how awesome that would be to be fought
Dude,
over.
syempre yung inisip ko yung may realm of possibility, di ba? Di naman ako magaling kumanta, so wala na yung Grammys. Di naman ako magaling umarte, so wala na yung FAMAS tsaka Oscars, di ba? Anong natira?
Right.
Di ba? So, baka yun na lang, right?
I would put the Oscar up there, though. I mean, even though again I don't act as well, that is pretty considerable.
You don't act.
I mean,
You have acted, though, my friend.
I know
that you have
remind
acted.
you.
Okay,
Oo.
I have acted, but I don't act. I mean, I'm terrible, right? So it's kind of like it's like you playing in a Senate Liga doesn't mean you're gonna win an MVP in the NBA, right?
Dude, sa tatlo natin dito, sino yung naka-movies, di ba? How many movies have you done? 3, di ba?
We have a full
Three,
filmography.
Yeah, a handful.
Handful,
but-
more than
but-
3.
Yeah, I think
Oh,
so.
more than 10?
Oh.
More than 10?
No.
Not more than 10. 3 to 10.
TV shows, yes. TV shows, plenty. Movies, I'd have to think
Okay.
about it. But a lot of
I have
them
a
are kinda
question, Mo
extra.
Twister. I have a question.
Yeah.
So, anong character yung pinaka-favorite mong... Because nata-typecast ka, di ba? Medyo wisecracking, you know,
Yeah,
like a
yeah.
smart guy, ganyan, di ba? Medyo naughty, di ba?
So he
Yeah,
plays
yeah,
himself,
He
basically.
plays himself. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
Which of those characters yung parang favorite mo na this is the character
Okay, it's
I
not in a
nail all
movie.
the time?
I once did a show and this is so stupid to talk about. Bam, why did you ask this? Okay, anyway, fine.
I love it.
Where I played the city boy, so kind of in character, who had a love interest na farm girl. So syempre, the classic thing na pupunta ka sa farm, which is weird.
Fish
because,
out of water. A fish out of water
Pero
story.
weirdly enough, I mean, laki akong probinsya and I actually lived on a farm. But anyway, I was even in real life.
So
I'm
it's called
I'm
acting.
miscast. Yeah. So I go to this the farm and I'm trying to impress the father and all of that stuff. But because I am not that guy in real life. I remember the scenes where I'm riding a horse, right? So caballo, and they have to shoot me in a horse, but I don't know how to ride the horse. So a lot of the shots are me on top of the horse, and as it moves slowly, there's actually a guy on his knees holding the horse
gosh.
leash or whatever that is, just so it doesn't, like, nothing stupid happens. I mean, it's that level of I'm such a bad actor. I can't even do that properly. That's probably a fun thing to think of.
No, pero ikaw yung city boy. So talagang, di ba, hindi ka marunong magkabayo.
I know, but it's pathetic. It's like pathetic because like the girl on the show, she's fine. She's on the horse and she's like, she's a city girl. Like I am so terrible that I can't even do it in fake in like a fake way.
Was the girl in the movie si Jodie?
No, the Jodie one was we were backpack characters. That was really that's awful as well. Oh no, maybe one of this is I remember I was the love kind of so Angelica Panginiban and Carlo Aquino are obviously the love team.
Okay.
But I played the threat.
Oh! Mas
Threat,
cool yun.
right?
Ikaw yung the bad guy. Diba?
Yeah, well, I wasn't a bad guy. It's just she had a crush on me on this like this thing, and he's getting jealous of me.
It's obviously
and I'm kind of the hunkier, dude over Carlo.
Ang ganda ng role mo, labang na lamang ka dun, di ba?
Yeah, so I'm a lifeguard. And
topless?
Yeah.
Topless?
Topless lifeguard.
Wow.
And then Carlo Aquino drowns.
What?
And I save him. Right.
Oh.
I save him in front of the girl.
Oh, nag-mouth to mouth ka with Carlo?
And I do the mouth to mouth and everything.
With Carlo Aquino?
And I'm doing,
Wow.
I'm actually giving him CPR, which is so stupid. And I'm giving him CPR and I'm pressing his stomach. And then blow into his, and then blow into his mouth. 1, 2, 3. And blow into his mouth. If you find the clip, it's so terrible because I'm truly like, I am really like at his puson. Like that's where I'm pumping. And then I'm...
Baka iba yung lumabas nun.
I know, it's so bad. And like, how, as much as that's my fault for being a terrible actor, it's a director's fault.
Yes, wasn't anyone like...
Ano ba, good thing to?
Direk, okay ba to sa puson? Okay na yan.
Okay.
Mouth to mouth mo na. Close up. Mouth to mouth mo na.
Yeah. This is pang Oscar to. I mean,
pero Mo, those are like Carlo Aquino, Angelica. These are like our top actors and actresses.
Peak.
Exactly. Right.
Yes.
Right. And I'm giving Carlo the business. So it was there are moments like that kind of remind me of how stupid I was back in those days. But enough about me.
Should be proud of that. Di ba? Should be proud of it. Ilang tao ba sa Pilipinas na nakakasampung sine, simpong movies, di ba?
Someone says, yun daw yung pumping scene mo.
Yeah, that's
topless pa siya.
Topless
pumping scene.
That's as close as I got to a pumping scene.
Oh, God.
But yeah, no, I'm such a terrible actor, and I'm a terrible musician, and I came out with an album too. So it was a time where you didn't really. You know what? Let's say this about Philippine show business. So as much as I give it a hard time that I say half of the industry, or maybe even more than half, is just really talentless. The demands of them to be talented, to be great dancers and better singers and better actors are. I mean, we should applaud it because it's no longer, pogi ka, sige, you're going to jump on this movie and you have to act. They are really putting the training in, the discipline, the amount of hours, all of it is much more organized. Back in those days, you really didn't have to have any talent. Just as long as you were popular, they'll throw you on. They don't care, right? They don't care. Yeah. I mean, now I think there's less lip syncing. I mean, I had ghost singers. I mean, it's not even lip syncing. It's just someone else's voice. I mean, it's straight fraud. And I don't think that's happening these days anymore. I think those are things of the past, which is a good thing, right? It means the quality is getting better.
It's a good thing. I have to see this. Nasa YouTube ba to mga to?
Oh, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure it's
Carlo Aquino, Mo Twister, pumping puson scene. Hanapin ko na yan mamaya.
But
siguro may mga 200 views na yan. Pag 201. Si Aquino yan, 201 views.
What's kind of funny, and I know you have to head out of here, but it will go all the way back to the first thing we talked about. And I just didn't bring it up because I know we were talking about something serious. But you're like, Bams, I woke up in the morning and I go on YouTube and it's a gaming guy telling me what's going on in politics.
I know.
Like, that's how much of a gamer you are. Like,
no,
I mean...
That's my algo. Alam mo yun, di ba? Pag lumalabas yung algo mo, yung
exactly.
New to you. Oh my God, totoo ba to? Diba? Totoo ba to? Ano to?
Like... It was so funny that's how you got it, the info. And then, of course, you had to go and cross-reference that with a bit more of a credible source. But the fact that you wake up in the morning, you turn on YouTube, and your algorithm is a gamer thing and not like, the big news that...
I won't even say which one kasi madjudge ako kung sabihin ko which one yung lumabas doon. I'm not gonna say it.
Yeah. By the way, speaking of gaming, I think Myra Aquino will be back at the end of this week. And I thought I saw on her Instagram that we took second place in the ML championship. I think that's what I saw. I'm not 100% sure of that. Let's have her kind of make the cuento, but I could have sworn that's what I saw the other day. And if that's the case, I mean, it sounds like that's always a huge cash prize. I know that it's not, what was it, like 6 million or 5 million was kind of the pot.
No, alam ko na kung secret mission mo dyan.
Oh, that's... Oh, okay. Well.
I-convince mo na sila na ilagay yung ML sa Olympics. Para maka-gold na tayo, di ba? Mag-picket ka dyan sa labas. Ilagay ang Mobile Legends sa Olympics for the Philippines.
I thought that's what you were going to say back to the award thing. If you were going to win an award, a kind of huge global gamer award,
okay,
where you win
that's
$10 million.
That's my answer.
No, don't change your answer.
That's my answer. I developed a game and then nanalo ako sa Game Awards.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like that's my new answer.
Yeah, you're the new what's the one with the duck? What's the one?
The one with the duck? Ano yan?
You know the app. Yung parang it lasted. Like okay, you invented like Temple Run. You know, fine. It wasn't long lived, but it was huge. Or I want Flappy Bird. Yeah, you Flappy Bird.
Or ito realm of possibility. I'm part of the team that develops the first worldwide Filipino video game na sumikat. And then we get an award. That's a big thing. Ayun.
Yeah.
There you
Malapit
go.
din sa puso ko.
Yeah.
And on that note, guys.
On that note, it's time to wrap it up here for today. Bab, you did a lot of minutes here, so I appreciate that. Hanging out with us. We'll see you again on Monday. In the meantime, have a great week ahead of you. I know you spend a lot of the week traveling and going to different places and giving us the recap. So you're kind of part tour guide as well as pulse of the nation. So thanks for sharing everything you share, and we'll see you again on Monday.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, team.
Have a good one. It is 8:13 on this Monday morning. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll have more of the show. You're listening to Good Times here on Magic 89.9. Back into this. Don't go away.
It's Good Times with Mo, Sam, and them on Magic 89.9.
It is 8:20. My gosh, it is flying by today. Love it.
Oh, I'm here. Okay, sorry.
Yes, you are. You know, this isn't that bad. This setup that you have right now.
Yeah, but Sam, you know, you're one of those people that find the positive in everything. I'm almost certain that if I were on the other side and I heard you, I would have kicked you off the show like 2.5 hours ago.
You would never. You wouldn't.
Oh no, I mean really. No, I would have given up. I'm like, this can't be. We cannot have this taste in our mouth. Is what it is. And yeah, no, that's totally what I would do. Speaking of taste in your mouth, you're done with your what is this? Your Saba era? Is that the manzanas in your hand?
Yeah, I was gonna use it earlier with a topic that we were doing about getting sick because I'm so tickled. I have an apple today, and you know what they say about the apple, you know. But anyway, yes, I think I'm done with the Saba era. I woke up like the other day, and I was like, I think I want to move on to something else now.
Atis, man. I think Atis doesn't get enough love, man.
Atis is so good, isn't it?
Atis is so good.
It's so yummy.
I know, and I don't know why we don't get obsessed over it. Like, I think there's more durian love than there is Atis love, which I don't
durian.
get.
Oh my God.
There's more santol love than Atis love, which I
don't get. Yeah.
Yeah, there's more lanzones love than there is for Atis.
That's
I
right.
don't get that. I mean, pomelo, strong. Mangosteen, incredible.
Yum.
Incredible. But some of these other ones, like santol, how that has more fanfare than Atis drives me crazy.
Like, what is the appeal of the santol? Like, and is it supposed to be a little sour?
I guess. I mean, big ass buto right there. And I'm like, you know, I don't know, man. I think, listen, santol is fine. It's fine. It's no goddamn Atis though.
Yeah, no. Even the English name for the Atis, right? It's a custard apple. That sounds delicious.
Oh my God, it sounds like dessert.
Right?
Yeah, it sounds bad for you.
Custard apple.
I mean, what are you talking? I've been broadcasting my Atis frustration for many a year now. Okay, anyway, we got a quick announcement here. Sam, when you're ready, fire at will.
Fire. We are doing.
Hold on. I need to find mine.
Oh,
Where'd it go?
That would be nice.
Yeah, it would.
Guys,
Hold
we're gonna talk about our new discovery, okay?
Okay, I'm ready. Here we go.
All right, here we go. Okay, so, Mohan, meron akong bagong na-discover. Pang matagalan ito, instant ang enjoyment at walang katapusan.
Pang matagalan at hindi natatapos?
Pwede yan, basta naka-magic calls ka.
Oh, so pag sinabing pang matagalan siya, what are you
Magic
talking
calls
about?
yan.
Sweet. At pag sinabing long lasting.
Magic calls yan. Alam mo ba kung anong sikreto dyan? Makinig kayong lahat, okay? Nang mabuti. No expiry calls.
Oh, I love it. Walang expiry, so pwede pala yun. Again, did not know that.
Oo, dahil sa Magic Calls 99 ng Smart Prepaid, meron kang no expiry calls to all networks and landlines.
Ibang klase talagang smart.
Tumpak ka dyan kasi hindi lang Magic Calls ang no expiry, meron ring Magic Apps. No expiry data para sa TikTok, Mobile Legends, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube at iba pa.
At kung wala ka pa nito, ay huling-huli ka na.
Kaya ano pa ang hinintay mo? Patagalin ang enjoyment with Smart's Magic Calls and Magic Apps.
That is correct. Lipat na sa Smart Prepaid at mag-load ng Magic Calls sa suping tindahan o kaya sa Smart App. Promo runs from the 24th of June 2024 to September 30th of 2024 per GTI Fair Trade Permit number FTEB 195904 series 2024. Promo runs 30th of May 2024 to August 31st. 2024 per DTI Fair Trade Permit number FTB 194185 series of 2024. Good morning, Alex Calleja, who is tuned in right now, and he is in the chat room on playback.tv/goodtimes, where if you download the app of Playback, you're going to be able to interact with Alex, with myself, with Sam, with Kirill. Probably the only one who doesn't jump on there is maybe Bam, because he's like just in this thing. He's in the zone. But outside of us, obviously, there is a ton of people all around the world that streams this show live here on Magic 89.9, and you can interact with them as well. Again, playback.tv/ or playback.tv is the app. Look for Good Times, hit join room, and that's how you get on with us and everybody else. Somebody's asking me, what time is it over here? It's 2:24 a.m., and I do see other people in Europe as well. So when they're listening, it really is in the middle of the night. So thank you for that. It's very kind of you guys to stay awake so late to listen to us. Okay. Sam, anything you want to promote real quick before we get to our...
Oh, yes. Really exciting for me. I'm publicity ambassador for the International Peace Org HWPL Philippines. We have a documentary called The Great Legacy. So it documents the peace works that we've been doing, particularly in Mindanao. And this aired on Philippine TV yesterday.
Oh, wow.
And
did you pump someone's stomach?
I am not Mo Twister, doing a pumping scene there with in a movie.
With the great card.
And you know what? No, come to think of it, I do appear in this film because I hosted like a dance competition because we do things with the youth as well. And of course, this was yesterday, which is why now I'm inviting you to catch the streaming of this documentary, which is on Facebook, on the Aliw 23 Facebook page, and on the YouTube channel of Aliw 23 as well. And if you watch it and you're on board with a cause, we'd love to have you. Please sign up and be a member and work with us. You can get the details on HWPL Philippines' Facebook page.
And there's a big faith angle to all of this, right? It's not just finding peace down there. It's finding peace and spreading a certain, for the lack of a better term, religious component to it.
I think for me, it's been a result because living this faith and wanting to be in line with perhaps like what God desires, which is peace, and you kind of want to be the hands and feet that do that.
Yeah.
As lofty as that sounds.
I remember when Dora was on the show, he used to say he prayed to plants. And I always thought that was hilarious. I didn't believe a word of it, but because who the hell is going to pray to a plant? But what if it's true? Like, what if Dora really prayed to his tree? And that was his unique faith life. And I thought, as ridiculous as that sounds, I mean, all of it could be ridiculous, or all of it could be very fruitful. So I want to ask you guys at 86310899 or playback.tv/goodtimes, as I mentioned, do you have something unique like that regarding your faith life? Is there a quirky or, I don't know, philosophy maybe even that you go by? Because if you ask me right now, hey, what religion are you, Mo? I would say, I would struggle to answer that. I wouldn't be like, well, I grew up Catholic. I don't like it at all. So I like going to Christian mass sometimes because of the band and the the pastors are very funny. Christian meaning, Sam, the broad Christian term, but
Yeah.
probably Protestant is probably the more specific. I like going to those churches, or at least I had an era when I would go to those churches. Most recently, we're talking a month or 2 months. I've honestly been reading the Quran a couple of times. Now, that's just not getting in on it, but because we had some of these Muslim holidays recently, I was like, okay, what's that about? What's that about? And then I jumped in. I'm like, okay, I'm going to read and I read the Quran maybe twice in the past week and a half, give or take. I even slept to one of their kind of like chanty prayers that I didn't understand. I just threw it on in the background just to help me sleep because I haven't been sleeping. And it was beautiful when I came across it on YouTube. And I was like, okay, I'm going to play it. But I would never at this point right now say, okay, well, I'm converting to Islam. No, It's not. It's just so happened to be that moment, right? So I cannot identify what I would be. But maybe you guys have a quirky thing like that. Maybe you do take a page from Buddhism. Maybe you take a page from Hinduism. Maybe you take a page from Judaism. Maybe Christian, Catholic, and you make your own little thing. So do you have a unique faith life that we would be like, oh, plants. You pray to them. You pray to the Santor.
Oh, plants.
Amazing. That's really cool. But I'm in a point where instead of making fun of you and like calling you stupid for praying to Atis, I'd be like, okay, I'll try that. I'm down with something like that.
So are you like seeking, you think?
No, I don't think I'm seeking. I just really think I am treating it as a flavor of the month thing, especially with Islam, because I think it was really the holidays. I think it started after Ramadan. And then with the Palestine issue coming up and it making such huge news, I was like, I got to find out what's going on over there. Right. Like I want to understand this Palestine thing a little bit more. And then I went in and I kind of read about it. And then from there, it just tends to, create a little snowball effect. Nothing too serious. Again, would never sit here and tell you guys that I'm converting, but I'm just a little bit more exposed to it. Kind of like your Sabah era. Maybe I'm in my Islam era, but this is about as far as it goes. I'd say for now, I'm not gonna buy a jalaba or walk around and stuff like that.
What's a jalaba?
Oh my! The outfit that they wear. Is
that what it's called?
Kind of, yeah. It's a jalaba. And oh my God! Speaking of which, my goodness! And then I'll read your answers.
What?
Earlier today on the airplane. So I was flying from Amsterdam to Paris. I bought a panini sandwich, which in the inside had salami, mozzarella, whatever olive oil, and dried tomatoes.
It's like a pizza sandwich.
And so I was putting my bag, which is stupid heavy because I'm bringing all this radio equipment that apparently doesn't work. I put it in the overhead compartment, and while I was putting it in the compartment, my sandwich was coming out of the bag in my other hand. And it opened up and fell on this lady's hijab.
No,
which is what Muslim women wear on their head. It's that scarf thing, and it fell on her hijab all over. And I didn't know it happened. I just heard everybody in the airplane go, "What?" And then this lady's got my sandwich in her hand and it's just spread over. And I'm like, oh my God, it's on her hijab. Because she can't take it off.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
So now there's all this crap on it. And I was eternally sorry. I literally went on the ground. I went on my knees. I almost grabbed her ankles and just said, I'm so sorry that this happened. I mean, it was the absolute worst thing. And I immediately went to my Muslim friends and I was texting them did I just do something so bad? And they're like, no, it's a mistake. You said sorry. I'm like, okay, thank God.
But how upset was she?
No, when the moment she saw me so remorseful and damn near in tears for doing what I did, she was like, "Oh, it's okay, don't worry about it." And then, of course, I don't want to touch her because I don't know what tier of guy shouldn't be touching girl. So I'm just sitting there trying to grab her arm just to apologize, I'm so sorry, but I know I shouldn't. And I'm my hands are moving like this, and she probably looks at me like, "What the hell is this guy doing?" But yeah, it literally dropped the entire panini on her hijab before the flight took off. So she had to sit there with the whole thing, the entire flight. Oh man, it really sucked. Okay, anyway, back to your question. The question is, do you have a unique faith life or kind of a quirkiness to it? Which is probably not a really good way to say it, but okay, whatever. Neil Marion says, I'm religious, but I believe that God does not have self-awareness. He has no premeditated plans, so God does not know suffering at all. What is he trying to say here, Sam?
Not sure. No self-awareness?
Maybe he doesn't know what the future looks like.
I would say if there's any entity in the universe who knows, it would be God.
Yeah, it would be nice if you just saved my panini there, but maybe he didn't know it was going to happen. So maybe this guy's onto something here. Prima Jonna says, I avoid reading the Bible. I'm scared of misinterpreting it. I would rather someone explain it for me. That's fine.
I think that's a really good attitude. In fact, I'm going to share the link for my favorite Bible class right now. Because you do have to learn it, I think, from someone who can teach it properly. Yeah.
GTWM Addict says, I have a Japanese prayer corner in my Japanese restaurant, and I do offerings ritual for the restaurant's sake, but he's Catholic. That's cool.
Oh.
Again, these are those kind of things that you do that maybe not be, again, unique is probably the best way to put it. Scott says, I've given up religion for years now. Totally cool with that. Kevin says, Catholic. Well, I mean, because
is what I want to know.
It can get a little deflating, Sam.
Oh, I mean, parang with like a lot of these mga scandals and mga disappointing things happening. Okay, got it.
And then maybe you come back, right? It's the thing. A lot of people do that. Cabin says, that's him. Ryan says, I'm generic Catholic. Okay, whatever that is. Two not wob, whatever. For simplicity, I identify as an atheist. But I do take a page on anything that's about being kind towards oneself and to others. So, fine. Yeah. I think the word atheist gets such a negative, such a negative, they need a better PR person. Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with it, but the moment you hear about it, it almost feels like, especially in the Philippines, kung atheist ka, it almost feels like you're a devil worshiper, but it really isn't. Right?
But you're equivalent to like being a bad person.
Yeah, you're like, it means you're so evil. Like, right. No, it doesn't. It's just you don't believe in God, and that's totally fine. Let's see here. Gosh, I have so many. Belly says, when I pray or want something, I would see a tree near me swaying, and I would take that as confirmation to do it or buy something.
Oh, a lot of people asking for signs.
Yeah, that's horrible. But again,
something,
I'm not judging. But that's a really good thing to do, because then the answer is yes all the time.
Because there's got to be like a spot of wind somewhere.
Exactly.
Right.
Especially in our country, right? I'm like, dear God, gusto ko bibilin ko yung bagong iPhone 15. Can you give me a sign? How about kung lalabas ako tapos traffic sa EDSA, yun na yun. And then you go, I was like, thanks God, iPhone 15 at the card. Let's see here. Felix in Toronto says, I live for church and what's happening now. But there's a lot of mother effer there, so I can't read that. Momostar says, Christianity is not a religion. It's having a personal relationship with your creator. Di dapat siya add-on lang sa life na parang accessories. I don't understand that one. What else? Sam said, with her Bible class thing. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Squid says, I'm not religious, but I can't say I believe in God. Ren says, I let go of my faith, having been formerly religious, and it feels liberating. Nothing weighs on me more. I think some of the happiest countries in the world, and I brought this up, like the Denmarks and some of these Scandinavian places, oddly enough, their flag has a cross on them. Denmark, Norway, Iceland, Finland, these are the happiest countries in the world. They do have a cross on their flag, but they are among the least religious countries in the world. And I think maybe there is a connection there. Like the less involvement faith, religion has in your politics, in your life, and the way you kind of handle your business, it might be a happier life. I know you're going to massively disagree to that one, and I'm not saying I agree with it, but I'm like, there's got to be some connection.
I think I kind of see like how some people would experience religion as constricting and, you know, a burden. But yeah, my experience was different. I actually experienced it to be a more freeing thing to be practicing my faith.
Yeah. Yeah, no, and that's good. I mean, I'd rather have that than none of it, but
Yeah.
I can also, like, I'm sure there's connection to that. These countries are the happiest countries because they have the least amount of influence when it comes to religion in their lives. Let's see. Mikey Barcelona says, I identify as Catholic pero di masyadong religious, although my take on all kinds of religion though are different forms of communication to the same higher entity.
Hey, when you say you
that's a
are
tough
of a
one.
certain faith, but you're not religious, does that mean you're not fully practicing it? Is that what it means?
Yeah, I think like on a form you put this, but you don't really do it.
Ah, okay.
You know, something like that.
Non-practicing, parang ganon.
Yeah, not practicing. Rana Paul, this is a very common answer. I believe that there is a higher being, but I do not believe in religion itself. I've heard that 5 million
I think that's
times.
agnostic is what it's called.
Yeah. Yeah, you've heard that a ton. Bihon says, I seldom pray and I have not attended a mass for years, but I can't leave the house without doing the sign of the cross. I feel like I'm going to die the moment I step out of the house without doing it.
Wow.
Well, you're going to die eventually. So you're dying every day. Actually, when you do the sign of the cross, you've left your house closer to death than you did when you did it yesterday.
It's a great show to set the tone for the week, guys.
This whole show's been kind of negative. Sorry about that. Where else? Joe says, I'm an eccentric Christian. I believe in God and pray to him, but I do not follow the normal activities. I just believe to always do good to others. Hi. Sure. No, perfect.
This is very interesting.
What's a humanist?
I don't
Monty
know.
Monty says, I was Catholic growing up, agnostic for my college days, considered myself more of a humanist now in my 30s. Pangit GPT, what is a humanist? Alex Calleja, by the way, says, my wife is my religion. Hold on, let me repeat that so she can hear it a second time on the radio. My wife is my religion. Kapag galit siya, I pray deeply. Outside of you, Sam, the more religious people that I've seen closely in my life on daily, they're amongst the worst people in my life.
Why?
And that's
Like-
why I think that's turning me off to it.
Like, in what way?
Hypocrisy. Like,
Oh, they'll say one thing and do another.
yeah, say one thing or go to church, like, or tell me to go to church on Sunday and then completely see their behavior the rest of the week and go, wait, what the hell did she just wanted me to go to church? Like, why am I going to go to church? Look at her. You know, I do that. And that's a huge turnoff for me, even though I know it shouldn't be. Like, it should be about me and God in that sense, right? But then when I see how other people behave and the same people that are actually pushing me to go, like, it grosses me out. You are the only one that's actually been consistent about it.
Wow. That kinder words have not been said. I appreciate that a lot. But yeah, I think that's a mistake that we make where we try to make a decision on a certain faith based on the people that practice it when really it is about God. And we are all trying our best. But I totally understand where you're coming from. And I think that's a little burden that is on the people who are practicing the faith because you do represent it. And, you know, are we able to always pull it off like flawlessly? No. Which is why we need to point people to God and not to ourselves.
No, sincerely. Or go to a religion that doesn't try to like make more people, like turn more people. I think that's another one of my, like the Mormons, you know, when they send those people to those missions, they knock on your door and all that. I'm like, man, I admire their dedication to it. And I admire that they give that much of their life to go to places that they otherwise would probably never even visit and do it.
Yeah.
But I'm like, get out of my door. Like, I'll freaking find it on my own, dick.
Right. I mean, they're evangelizing, right? Which is, again, something that you are supposed to do as someone who is in the faith, is to share the good news and bring more people into the faith. Like, that is a call for everyone.
I don't think that's necessary. Like, I really don't. And I know that you're saying it's part of it, but it's part of it because I think that's the part of, the scam is get more people. It helps fund our project, but at the same time, it also makes us feel more credible. I would rather be in a faith where you're like, hey, if this is supposed to be between me and him, why are you at my door?
Don't get me wrong. I think there are, sadly, many people who have done that. Is to really, it's turned into like a funding thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. They're out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. I didn't expect this. I mean, I started with just playing to plants and we've gotten this way. Smooth Top says each religion always fight for their beliefs, always claims that they're the one true religion. Funny but true.
Sadly,
yeah, that's really tough one too.
Yeah.
Where somebody believes their Bible is more important than the other or more true than another person or another religion's Bible. That whole Bible war, which I don't know if people talk about a lot, Sam, because I'm not in this, but I wonder if there's a Bible war. Like ours is more true than yours is flawed because you guys did this to it. Like that stuff I really get turned off.
I think that is really the state of the Christian world right now, is that there are so many denominations and we interpret things differently and therefore practice differently. And so, yes, I think if anything, there is like a war of doctrine is what it is. And of course, it's all based on the Bible.
Right.
Yeah.
No, well, I'm glad you said that. And last one, then we'll take a break. Kevin says Catholic, but I tend to tone down on
Rebulto?
Rebulto, yeah. To
Oh, like
avoid
those, okay.
idolatry.
Idolatry. Oh, wow, Mohan.
No, I don't know. Well, it's a religious word. I wouldn't know it. Idolatry. Comfortable. Same with saints, to avoid giving them too much credit when it should always be to God. Saints are just proof that it is possible to be holy in our own way. Oh, now why do I feel like a dumbass? What is it?
What? Idolatry.
Idolatry.
Yeah.
Jesus, I've never heard that word in my life.
That's not true. Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. That's how much I'm not involved in this stuff.
You are an altar boy, for crying out loud.
Yeah, I was sacristan for like 12 years.
Oh,
15
you've
years.
never heard idolatry in church.
No.
That can't be right. You're not listening.
Never. Yeah, I was too busy trying to like get the flirting priest off of my butt.
Mohan.
We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll have more of the show. Don't go away. Back after this.
It's Good Times with Mo, Sam, and them on Magic 89.9.
And when you look at that, it is about time that we wrap up this show. It's been interesting.
You have an announcement, though.
I do. This is the best.
Fire.
So yes, before we say goodbye on the Monday edition of the show, again, I want to remind you, if you're a busogera or a busogero, which means you're always looking out for food na pasok sa budget, sakto sa tiyan, ang tawag dyan ay busogera. Okay, so if you're one of these people, we have so many choices sa McDo, guys. This is great news. We have McSavers Sulit Busog Meals. 99 na lang for complete meals all day long in all McDo stores nationwide. For breakfast, may cheesy egg dasal and longganisa meals. For lunch and dinner, may cheeseburger meal. And all day long, may crispy chicken fillet a la king, mushroom pepper steak, and chicken McDo meals. Meals, not just a la carte. So, head to your nearest McDo to order McSavers Sulit Busog Meals.
Love it.
Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're out of here. Thanks, guys, for hanging out with us. Again, a million apologies for the current status of my audio, but we'll try to fix that.
Again, not the worst, really.
Yeah, but I think like maybe even if I buy a simple like USB microphone, that was going to be kind of the way you'll get the same quality as Alex and kind of Kirill does it. So we'll be able to do that. Speaking of Kirill, is she going to be here tomorrow? Like, what's the Kirill status for this week?
Who knows? I mean, ever, really. Do we ever really know?
Alex is going to be here tomorrow. He said, "See you tomorrow, Mo and Sam." And let's cheer Alex on to make it at 6.
Come early.
6:15. And thank you for all the purple and green hearts as we have kind of made this a thing. I've been getting so many messages of these purple and green hearts. It's actually kind of cool. I'm thinking maybe I should even put like a purple and green heart merch together or something. But
so
I am wearing our Good Times t-shirt here. Don't forget, you can grab these on dtwmpodcast.myshopify.com. Thank you, Chef. Appreciate it. And we'll see you guys tomorrow at 6 a.m. Have a great day and au revoir.
Yeah, my gift to you. Bye, guys.
Magic 89.9's Good Times in the Morning.
Let's play.